Hello, everyone, and welcome back to GDQ Hotfix and this episode of What's Faster. Before we get started, just a couple of reminders. AGDQ 2022 will be starting January 9th. Visit gamesdonequick.com for more information and detailed dates on the event. Also, One and Doneathon is coming up next weekend starting December 17th at 1 p.m. Eastern. You can see more information at gamesdonequick.com/hotfix. That's going to be really fun. Definitely need to check out One and Doneathon if you haven't heard about it yet. With that, let's go ahead and introduce our runners tonight. I have a couple of showrunners with me, Frozen Flygon and Conception SR, and they're going to show us a couple of their favorite games. So we'll have Celeste versus Bugsnax, followed by Pokéclicker versus Pokémon Red. So Frozen Flygon, if you want to introduce yourself, and you two can take it away.
Hello! Hi! What's up? My name is Frozen Flygon. I am a Celeste speedrunner primarily. I also play a lot of Super Mario World Kaizo stuff and a variety of random games like Pokéclicker, which you'll see later. So yeah, I'm super excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and my name is Conception SR. I am, I guess, primarily a Bugsnax speedrunner, but it's kind of a niche game. I also do a lot of Pokemon speedrunning, as it turns out, which, you know, those two runs make it perfect for this episode. And I'm just hoping I don't get stomped too hard, I think. Yeah. A little rusty, so we'll see how it goes.
It'll be fine. It'll be a good time.
Absolutely.
Whenever you two are ready, we are ready on this end. So you just let us know.
Sure,
Yeah,
I'm
me
good.
too. Let's do this.
All right, who's going to count us down?
You!
Oh, okay, fine. Jeez, making me do things. All right, so 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Let's do this.
Oh, wow. Well, I start off with a 20-second cutscene, so.
I start off with being unable to dash and doing a bazillion bunny hops because they save frames.
Well, then I get as
Prologue
soon
is
as I can
funny.
move, I get into some nice parkour action. I do the only skip in the game that I'm allowed to do in this category, which is no major skips, which is to do this and skip the intro cutscene, which saves about 3 minutes probably. But it's the only skip I'm really allowed to do in this category.
Nice.
So.
Celeste doesn't really have any real big skips, especially none that we'll be seeing in the Aura Berries category. So yeah, in Celeste Arb, we're gonna get all 175 red berries, and something else we need to do, there's 5 berries in core, so you'll see me collecting 4 hearts along the way to allow access to core A as well.
In Bugsnax No Major Skips, we'll be collecting approximately 4 red berries. And that is just coincidental, but I do need to catch 3 of the 4 of them right now, basically. Which I do have. I have 3. So I don't know if that puts me on pace, but here we go.
Here you're gonna see me returning to map. Everything we do in Celeste is based on in-game time. Yes, it's gonna lose me time, real time in this race, but it saves us time because we're allowed to just go right back to this checkpoint as we unlock it. So we only really do that in city, and if I happen to drop or miss any berries, we can re-enter at various checkpoints. But yeah, it's pretty useful in city arb.
All right, now I'm through my first section as well, which is Flavor Falls. We meet Philbo, who is kind of the mayor of the town that Bugsnax takes place in, and we meet another character here, Wambus, who's farming sauce, namely ketchup to start, and then we'll get some other ones.
Nice. I just did some fancy movement to get the city heart. So the city heart has like a dash code, and there's some movement you can do on the way to the heart that saves you some time instead of going all the way to it and inputting the dash code.
I'm gonna be attempting some pretty fun tech. It's really tight because it's cycle based, but let's see if we can get it. All right, I'm gonna try and catch a Bugsnax through the floor. Oh, maybe, yep. Nope, never mind. I didn't get it. That's okay.
So are the snacks for bugs, or are the bugs snacks?
So Bugsnax are bugs and snacks. is the easiest way to think. Yeah, they're kind of bug, kind of snack. Catch them in your trap. Please, though? Well, I'm going to try and catch him in my trap. This guy really does not want to be in my trap, apparently. I was attempting to capture that Frighter through the floor, but it's very cycle intensive if I miss it, because then I'll miss other catching cycles that waste a lot of time. So I only really get one shot at it before I start wasting like 10, 15, 20 seconds. Oh, come on. And then I wasted it anyway by missing that one, so.
So you're catching them. So this is a Pokemon game.
Yeah, there is definitely a lot of similarities between the two. There's 100 Bugsnax as of right now. They're making more. There's going to be some DLC content released in, I believe, January, or at least sometime in early 2022. That's going to add some extra bugs and giant versions of existing Bugsnax. So it's going to be pretty fun. I'm very excited for that.
So like Dynamax bugs.
Yeah, I am saying Dynamax bugs, actually. Yeah. For example, that bunger there that I just caught, which is obviously a burger with curly fry legs.
Burger?
Bergie?
Did I hear Bergie?
Bunger?
I think I heard Bergie.
It's all of the above, and there's going to be a giant version that has a very like deep voice. It's kind of like bunger. Very, very cute. Very cute.
I love it.
I'm realizing that not eating before the show was probably a mistake.
No.
It might have been.
All right, I'm gonna go the long way, I guess. Having a little bit of issue getting out of the city. That's okay.
I'll since I'm just clicking through furiously on this tutorial. One thing I do like to mention whenever I do speedrun this game is that it is available on PC. The main difference is that you can bind text scrolling to your mouse wheel on PC, whereas I'm playing on PS5. Therefore, it's just straight mashing as fast as I can to get through text as fast as possible. So it's a lot of text when you do no major skips. We're doing a lot of mashing.
I'm going up to snag the sight heart. The 4 hearts you'll see me getting. Oh my gosh. I didn't screen transition. We're gonna get sight, city, resort, and ridge. So the first 4. There's alternative routes you can do, like doing 6B. I'm not super comfy with 6B, so just gonna be getting those 4 hearts instead.
And Filbo here has 3 strawberries and a carrot, which is kind of like hearts in a way.
There you go. We're making the tie-in.
Yeah. It's all about the content. All right. I'm running back here. So basically, the objective of my no major skips category here is I need all 12 of these Grumpuses, which are these like furry humanoid creatures, to return back to Snacksburg. But there's also a side quest where their leader is missing. We have to figure out, the mystery behind that. So I'm going to be doing a lot of quests that are just designed to get people back. And just catching as little Bugsnax as possible because, catching Bugsnax can take a long time if you're waiting on cycles. All right.
It's really cozy in all red berries. It's really fun. It really starts getting intense around Resort Ridge area, especially Ridge. And you have to be on the ground for a handful of frames before the berries actually collect. And if you die with a berry, you got to go back and get it. So that's why you'll see me oftentimes pausing whenever I pick up a berry, because I, especially in a no reset situation, really don't want to be dropping berries. Ooh, I need that one over there. Any percent brain.
All right, and that's Beffica back, so that's 3 out of 12 already. But
Nice.
there you'll see. It seems like I'm on really good pace, but you'll see it has some points where we have some slow down parts. It's kind of like some hurry up and wait action.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
I do not have that in Celeste.
Imagine.
Pokéclicker?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, are there 2 different games, do two more different games than Celeste and Pokéclicker in terms of
I know,
like,
right?
speed
Like,
tech.
why did you run? I run Celeste and then I run idle games. It's so whack.
I can't even think of something like more different in terms of like input heaviness and stuff like that.
Yeah.
All right, got my second sauce of the game, which is chocolate. And we get to meet two more, and I'm in a cutscene. Hope you like Wiggle singing here.
I do.
She's got a fantastic voice, actually. The voice actress for Wiggle just knocks it out of the park, just belting these tunes. Ugh. Max respect.
Go.
Wiggle somewhere. Like sing no. So no. Oh.
All right. Oop. All right, so I'm getting ready to start a whole quest line with Gramble here. And Gramble has one particular quest that is really, really frustrating. Gramble is a Bugsnax pacifist, so kind of like a Bugsnax vegan, if you will. So there are a couple of tasks that we have to do that you can't involve capturing Bugsnax because that wouldn't be kind. So we have to like lead them back. So we're gonna see that in motion right away coming up here. Oops.
Nice. I just got out of old site. Just took one death, which was intentional. So that was actually a deathless site arb for me. So that's pretty cool. Now we're heading into resort. And if you watch Celeste 80% speedruns, we're going to be taking a different approach to Huge Mess, and I'll talk about that when we get there.
What the? Okay, there we go. We're fine.
Yeah, there are certain idle games that you can speedrun. A lot of them are you do certain objectives. We'll talk about that when we get to Pokéclicker. But yeah, I also run Candy Box 2, which is another amazing idle game. I'm an idle game connoisseur. I love them very much.
What's your favorite idle game?
Probably Candy Box 2 and Evolve. Those are my favorites. Pokéclicker is my current addiction, though.
Gotcha.
Okay, so here's where things can get interesting for us here. So I gotta take these Queebles, which are Kiwi-based Bugsnax, and I have to lead them through, but I'm also trying to get a couple other things accomplished at the same time. Oh, geez. Yeah, that just got ruined, unfortunately. We're gonna do this while I'm thinking about it, because this is a little bit more, intensive, but then it got ruined anyway. Boy. Really got the full gamut of the RNG-ness there.
Woo.
Oh boy. Okay, get up here. All right, rough start, but we can get through it. We can get through it.
I believe in you.
Yeah. I have to come back for this here.
How much is RNG a factor in Bugsnax overall?
It can actually be decently heavy, surprisingly heavy, I would say. It's mainly based off the Bugsnax behavior. A lot of them line up as long as you some of them are like time of day based in the game. So as long as you're like being a little bit careful with all that stuff, you're usually fine. But we'll see like in the middle to late game sections that it's gonna matter quite a bit.
Gotcha.
There's also Bugsnax who are aggressive, Bugsnax who are calm. So if you attract the ire of the aggressive ones at the wrong time, they can really mess up your different cycles and stuff like that. So it's gonna be pretty interesting.
Absolutely. Pokéclicker is the only game I run, and Candy Box, I guess. My idle games are the only games I run that have RNG. I am very spoiled.
I seem to like punishing myself and run a lot of games that are very RNG heavier dependent.
You like the surprise.
Yeah, I like to say if I lose a run, I'd rather it not be my fault. I'd rather it be someone else's fault.
Yeah.
So that's usually how I look at it. I am also in an interactive cutscene right now. Basically, I have to just let this play out. So usually what we do here is we try and stack cups on the fire just for fun. There's four cups. See if we could stack them both up. They don't like to sit nicely on top of each other, so it gets tricky. Oh, we got 3 though. Can we get the 4th? Can we get the 4th?
It's your fault we're in this mess. If you
Come
don't
on.
let us eat
Gotta
your
line it up
precious
carefully.
livestock, we couldn't
No.
Hey.
Darn.
I'm making my way backwards through towels because this is how you get to the resort heart. You go backwards once you hit the button, and here's the heart. And the cool thing about this is what I'm gonna do is screen transition, and then I'm gonna reset when I come back into this room, and it takes us straight to books. The game developers were not expecting you to come back up through there, and so it allows us to skip talking to Ashira once. So that's why we take that ARB route of towels, then books, and then chests, which is different than any percent. Yeah.
So Conception, what is your favorite snack, bug or otherwise?
Ooh, bug or otherwise. All right, well, let's start here. Favorite bug snack is bunger. I think I said that already, but it's worth repeating because bungers are awesome. Favorite snack IRL though. Let's see. That's a tough one. I'm partial to popcorn actually, which is ironic because I'm about to get some popcorn bug snacks going here in a minute. Also, a piece of speed tech here. Lighting yourself on fire makes you run faster, so we're gonna do that.
Me too. Honestly, me too.
It would make me run faster for sure, yeah. Okay. The whole thing I needed to make sure to do there was making sure those pop ticks, which is what they're called, are popped. They can't be caught in their seed form. They have to be caught after they've been heated up. So we're gonna come back to those basically. Come on, there you go. Oh bunger, oh bunger. And we're also gonna cheese that a little bit, which is also ironic because that is a cheap oof. The game intends for you to launch a trap through the air with the tool we're about to get, but instead, if you just drop it roughly where it's going to be from a top shelf, you'll be able to catch it that way instead. A little bit faster.
So there's 2 kind of routes you can take in Resort once you get to this point. What I'm gonna do, since I really do not like hypering over to the key, I'm gonna go this way, get these berries down here, and I'm actually gonna go backwards and then do the infamous Resort demo. And it does end up being faster, and I just don't like doing the key hyper.
Okay. No, you're gonna come with me. Come on, come on. Come on, angry potato. Come on.
All right, first try demo. That's nice.
No, there you go. We need to catch one of those hot dogs. This run is always Bugsnax is just so fun to commentate because it's just like you get to catch hot dogs and stuff.
There's
like,
so much silliness happening. I love it.
Yeah, like they're words, they're sentences that I wouldn't be normally get to say in real life. So it's pretty exciting. Please don't light my trap on
Too
fire.
far away. Still too far. All right, I'll take the slow route here. That super is really tough, actually, to be able to get the coin and get the berry. So I'm just gonna wait a cycle and get Oshira here. This was a really solid resort until this move, but Oshira just had to ruin it, of course.
we'll say here, this is we got to throw a rock at a Bugsnax made of ribs, and it sounds inhumane, but it's really not that bad. But now we captured it, which is kind of bad. And then right here, there is a Rillapeat up top here. You're gonna just trust me on that, because there you go. You don't really get to see it. Do that.
Oops. All right, picked up the berry at least. So now I can kind of just do any percent for a little bit.
Are ribs really a snack? That feels more like a bug meal than a bug snack.
That's a bug meal. I would agree.
Yeah, I would agree. They really stretched the snack thing in this a little bit, because a lot of them are just like straight up entrees. Like Pop Tick, that's a snack. Baked potato, I don't know if I'd call that a snack. Burger, I don't know, not a snack, I don't think. All right, so I'm doing something very particular here, which we have to do these quests for Tiffany regardless. But I'm choosing to catch the Pop Ticks here instead, because she has to run back to these different spots in order for me to progress the story anyway. So while she's just doing that, I'm trying to be, oh, no, that's not what we want to do. I'm trying to be as proactive as I can by catching Bugsnax and stuff, you know, utilizing all the time I can get here. All right, and then we also get to do checkpoint warping here, which is basically as soon as we use a checkpoint, we can reload the checkpoint, and it always reloads us to the door that we entered the area from, which saves us quite a bit of movement time.
I'm heading into Golden Ridge, which is part of the game that has a really high berry density, especially towards the middle of this level. It's definitely one that you got to practice a lot when you're playing ARB. It really has a lot more to it than the any percent version. And yeah, I ran Glyph at SGDQ, this past SGDQ, so you might recognize me from that, which was a Celeste custom map.
All right. So that is, if I'm counting correctly, a total of 6 returned now. But now, so the game is broken up. We basically, how the game works in these early stages is we'll get a couple people to return back, and the mayor here, Philbo, gets really excited and wants to throw a party because people are starting to come back. And then these parties are not, you have to do them because they're main quests and you can't get around them. However, they're like the first one, a lot of glorified interactive cutscenes. For example, this one lasts almost 8 minutes, so
wow.
it's pretty long. It's pretty long. It gives us a lot of great lore. I always love talking about it at these points because these are not really input intensive parts. You can't skip anything here. Always love talking about the representation in this game. This game has fantastic representation. There are many of these characters are LGBTQIA2+. We do have a non-binary character as well. That we have not met yet. Well, we actually met briefly, but we're going to meet more later on. There's a lot of, you know, LGBTQIA2+ relationships as well. You know, really great stuff. Not often represented well in in-game media. So if you're ever interested in playing this game casually, highly suggest, because there's a lot of really great stuff in it.
Heck yeah. And same with Celeste. Madeline's trans, and that's cool.
There's another, look at it. We're finding all of these common
I know, all these connections between two games you might not have thought were alike.
You know, on the surface, Bugsnax and Celeste are very different, but when you boil them down, they're the same. We're playing the same game right now.
Queer people want snacks. That's all it boils down to.
Yeah, I think we can all relate to that too. Yeah. What's that? Oh, nothing. So here, I'll actually get to move. So I can't move from the spot until now. Oh, wait, nope, until now. There we go. Now I get to go collect firewood and run back. That's all I get to do. Then more cutscene. And then I'll get to run over to another place and then come back. Some more cutscene. Not much for me to say at this point. You can light these sticks on fire. One time, so I took I'm gonna try it this time too. I threw a stick in this, no, that's too far, in this vague direction, and it's landed right on like Wiggle's feet, basically. And when she stood up, as she's about to do in this next cutscene coming up, she launched into the sky, like infinite velocity towards the moon. I always try to replicate it. That one could be. That one's like pretty close. It's like right under her foot, so we'll see.
How do you do that long jump thing? If you're playing Celeste and you want to, we call those hyper dashes or wave dashes. You just input a down right or a down left dash and then jump. And that's what gives you the huge horizontal move that you kind of see me doing all over the place. It's one of the first basic speed techs that you'll want to learn if you ever start running this game. And the game teaches you how to do it in the core seaside.
Yeah, it's amazing how much like both intended and unintended speed tech there is in Celeste.
It's amazing. It's really beautiful. And the devs are like super encouraging of it. They love it. I think it's really exciting when we all find new things.
Speaking of dev friendliness to speedruns, another very common through line here. Bugsnax got exploited very early in terms of speed tech. If you're unfamiliar, the any percent category can be on PC beaten in under 15 minutes. Because basically every loading zone that exists in the game can be done via out of bounds. Found early, within days of the game's launch. So, the developer, which is Young Horses, who makes Octodad and stuff like that, they were very friendly, worked with the speedrunning community, and were very careful on not patching out speedrun tech unless it was like very obviously going to ruin the casual experience for players. In which all the large tricks mainly are still there. So very it's been very fun to run, knowing that our speed tech isn't in danger of being removed.
That's awesome. It's really nice when devs are kind of in touch with the speedrunning community and want to make a beautiful balance between casual and speedruns.
Because sometimes that doesn't work out as well with other games.
Yeah.
No stick to the moon. That's right. Yeah, she just kind of nudged it with her toe, unfortunately. But yeah, there's the moon right there, and sometimes it gets launched. I'm gonna zoom in on here. You're about to see just wood pop up here. Just some planks of wood will just appear here in a second. Still the same cutscene, by the way. It's very long. These parties are very long. I've actually in the community, a good friend of mine, S_, and I have been working on this category that's called either all bosses or all legendary snacks, depending on how you look at it. We don't really get to see any of the legendary snacks and no major skips because they're all part of side quests. But the really good thing about that category is you get to see all the cool boss fights. And then you also get to skip all of the parties by using speed tech as well. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. So we don't have to sit through these cutscenes, but you also get to see all the cool stuff in the game.
That is cool.
Yeah, I hope to learn that at some point. It will be on the if anyone else is looking for like a speedrun marathon to watch this weekend, Midwest Mini Fest is going to be featuring that run towards the end of their marathon. So I'll be on Ness is going to be running it, and I'll be on comms. So
that's so cool. I think there's another marathon that I'll be into that's the same exact thing. I'll be there too.
Yeah.
I'm playing a custom map titled Into the Jungle.
Yep, and I'll be running a Pokemon game for that. Not Red though. I'm gonna be running Pokemon Pearl.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
80% manipless, so no manips involved, which you'll see when we get to Pokemon Red. But I'll be attempting 3 manips.
Wow.
We'll see how successful I am at any of them, but I'm gonna be attempting 3 of them.
I'll just be, praying that I get a shiny. Does that count as a manip? Does that count? I'm just hoping.
If you get a shiny, I'm gonna think you're manipping. I think you have absurd shiny luck.
It's true.
Yeah. I see. Which is faster? No major skip or all bosses? Right now, it looks like all bosses might edge it out slightly, but they're going to be roughly the same. Where if I submitted it to marathon, this one would be about an hour and 15. Once I get the route under my fingers, it might be closer to like an hour 5 to an hour 10. But they're going to be very close.
I'm heading on into Mirror Temple, which is probably like one of the best parts of the run. Mirror Arb is an amazing level, especially because if you follow Celeste speedruns, you know, if you watch a lot of any percent, and also True Ending, everyone does 5B, but all the berries are in the A side, so it's like basically learning a level that I hadn't played in a really long time, since I had been learning Celeste any percent, and Mirror Temple Arb is just so satisfying to get good at. It flows together so beautifully. I really, really enjoy it. Yeah, and we get to hear the amazing music of Mirror Temple. The piano is just gorgeous. Shout outs to Lena Rain, who is amazing.
Oh, good. All right. I did a lot of neat tech there, kind of back to back to back. So a lot of Bugsnax have a lot of these different features, right? So for example, what I did there was the honeybee, which is, as you can imagine, naturally sticky. I needed to catch 2 of those, but I also knew there was going to be a cookie coming by, which is an Oreo with legs. And I needed to catch that as well. Usually you have to catch it by using a trap we're about to get. However, I instead launched the cookie at the honeybee and quite literally caught 2 snacks with 1 trap.
Let's go. Nice.
Yeah.
That's
Pretty good.
cool.
Pretty good. And then coincidentally, so we also needed to get a Snail, which is a cinnamon roll snail. Coincidentally, the honeybee likes to get involved with the Snail as well, and will fly directly into it, just coincidentally. And if I'm very quick, I'm usually able to get them in a 2 snacks, 1 trap situation as well, and I was. So usually that's a little bit tight, but we were able to show it off.
Nice. What I did there to get under the block was to do a diagonal demo dash. So the thing we saw back in Resort, where I just kind of dashed through what looked to be a wall of dust bunnies. A demo dash is another name for a crouch dash. And now that 1.4 has come out, which is the newest Celeste patch, you can actually just find any button to demo dash, and that allows you to do diagonal dashes, which makes a lot of tricks a lot more lenient because Madeline's hitbox is crouched, and it's really wonderful. So really happy that that patch has finally come out to all of us. We're heading down here to get the seeded berry. We're not gonna grab the cassette. We're not gonna grab the cassette. I've never once in an all red berries run gotten the cassette. That would be silly. That would be ridiculous. Any percent brain is a thing.
Never gotten the cassette?
Never.
Okay.
Definitely not. Definitely not. There's
I'm
no
sure some
evidence.
people,
There's no
I'm sure
evidence of
some
this.
people in chat could verify that for you, of course.
There's no evidence of me ever going the wrong way in the all red berries category.
Yeah.
It's really a thing though in Celeste. Like I've obviously played more any percent and also a lot of True Ending, which is any percent plus farewell. That it's really hard to break my muscle memory and go get all these berries instead. It's definitely something I have to be like really cognizant about, going the right way, doing the right strats. So it's a lot to remember. And memory is not my strong suit in general in life, so.
Please, there we go. All right, did some unique tech there as well. So we needed to get 2 Charmeleons, and we also need these this 2-piece popsicle to split into 1 and 1. We need them like individually. So what we do there, we throw a trap there to hit the Charmallow into the lake so it extinguishes itself, because the main thing is that you cannot catch a Charmallow when it's on fire. Then the second time, for the second Charmallow, we make it run into the Bopsicle by hitting the Bopsicle with chocolate, and of course the Charmallow loves chocolate, so basically a flying s'more. So it extinguishes itself because the Bopsicle is cold and that is hot, but it also starts the Bopsicle's countdown timer to start melting and breaking into pieces. So we just accomplished a lot there all at once. Good thing about that area too is we get Chandlo and Snorpy to come back at once, and then we just need to run back this way to talk to our friend Cromdo from before. He was like the used car salesman of Grumpus's. Get him to come back.
I'm heading into Unraveling Search area, the next segment of 5A where we start to see the Seekers. So a lot of people think that maybe, you know, the Seeker movement can be pretty variable. Yes, that's true. But if you do the same movements as Madeline, the Seekers will go in the same direction. So we as Celeste speedrunners just try our best to make the Seekers move where we want them to, because especially in this section, they can hit coins for us. So we want them to do that as much as possible, and we also don't want them to hit us. So Seeker manipulation is a huge thing in both Temple A and Temple B. So you see me like grabbing the wall, and that goads the Seeker into hitting the coin for me. So that's an example of movement I'm doing to try and make this faster.
Okay, so now I'm in party 3 of 4 in the run. Is that gonna give me that? No. Basically, what we have to do for this party is there's mysterious things afoot in the town here. We have to find 6 clues across the island to figure out what's going on. Basically, it looks like we've been invaded by something. Something has tried to break in and cause a ruckus. For example, you can see the sign that says "No more Bugsnax." The good thing is, while this cutscene is playing, you can get up to 4 of the clues without moving. It's way more often that you get 3, which is what I have. But if you position yourself just so, you can actually get these footprints that are right behind Gramble's head. But it does not look like I can position it well enough to do so. No. So I got half the clues without moving, which is pretty nice.
Close enough. That's decent, right?
Yeah, sometimes if you position yourself really badly, you can only get 2, which I've done several times in a marathon, which is kind of hard to do. You have to come in at really poorly, but apparently I've done that more than enough times.
Come on, Seeker. I'm trying to do a hyper and bonk the Seeker on the head. Let's try one more time. Okay, there we go. That's what you want to see. So we have to get 1 key. If you've played this game casually, you're like, don't you need 3 keys? There's a cool skip called Search Skip that we're going to be doing that skips our allowance for 2 keys. So all we need is what we like to call the ARB key, because there's a berry that's stuck behind the key door. And so that's what I'm grabbing this key for. And it's very important that you go kind of underneath the stage and you don't want your key to get accidentally unlocked by any of the key doors here. So you see me kind of taking a path around the edge. So here's Search Skip. I just do a reverse super, get my dash back, and it allows me to skip that whole area. So we just need this 1 key for ARB, which allows us to get this berry. Oh, meant to get my dash back there. That's okay.
Seeing in chat that Cromdo is the literal embodiment of Danny DeVito in Matilda, and I think that's accurate. Yeah, that feels right. Kind of grumpy, kind of like...
Yes.
Which I believe, it's been a while since I've seen Matilda, but I believe he's a used car salesman in the movie, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so yeah, that fits. But yeah, third party, we have 9 of 12 returned.
No.
So we're getting there.
Be nice to me, Seeker. Thank you. All right, we're getting into rescue. So now we've got Theo. Theo is an experience, especially in 5A. It's still a section I'm definitely working on. There's a lot of really advanced Theo tech you can do, but basically a lot of times I'm trying to just like throw Theo and then I hyper into him to carry my momentum faster than just like walking with him. It's pretty much the crux of my strategy. Here you actually have to jump off the Seeker to get enough height. So I'm gonna try and do that so I can throw Theo into the button, hit the Seeker again, and get out of here. Uh-oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I want to throw Theo onto this, dash down, and then hyper into him, so I like zoom me out of the room like that. It's really fun. Oh, okay, gonna reset this room. There we go. Oh, that was a really good.
Still in a cutscene for me.
I'm kind of in a cutscene. I'm in like this big eye room. I gotta just like hyper across. That's close.
It's just so funny because you're like, I got this jump and I gotta manipulate this and that, and I'm just like in a cutscene with a bunch of literal colorful characters.
Yeah, we have this fancy thing called a skip cutscene button. I don't know if you've heard of it. Pretty decent mirror from me, mid 11. That's pretty nice. My PB is like an 1110, so very happy with that. So now we head into Reflection. This is like the auto-scroller of this run. There are no berries in Reflection, so I'm just gonna play Reflection like I do in any other category. Not that it's not interesting. I think that Reflection is really fun to learn. The battle and fight optimizing this is super cool. But yeah, there's not any berries here. This is a place where you'll see route divergence with top ARB runners. They'll go to 6B, and 6B is very spicy. I've not quite learned 6B yet. I'm pretty comfortable with 6A, so.
All right, I'm in a brand new area called Sizzling Sands, and we're gonna get Shelda, is her name, to return. And basically, what we're gonna do is we're gonna accomplish all of her tasks at once before we even talk to her. And then when we talk to her, you can just turn in all of her quests at once, which saves us a lot of time.
Nice. We got our new mechanic of, we've got Kevin blocks, which make the sound from the sound designer Kevin. And we also have feathers. I play on keyboard, which is kind of why you'll see my feathers be a little bit like jerky, because you can play this game on keyboard or controller. And the benefit of controller is that you can use the analog stick for feathers, which I cannot do. So keyboard feathering is something I've had to, you know, work pretty hard at. But now it's not something that bothers me in the slightest. Just gets, you know, you just got to practice it. There are advantages and disadvantages to both keyboard and controller.
This is unfortunate. Okay, so I'm actually gonna do something different than I intended. So I usually attempt to get one of the, actually, am I gonna get this one's attention now? Yeah, it looks like it. No, come this way, please. Come this way, please. We need to basically unlock this area right here. And I was trying to, usually I will just do exactly what I just did, which is get that Spuddy to fling into it using my launcher. However, they took off. There was another little piece of RNG slash, you know, piece of not my best timing. They took off running against one another that time, which made things rather difficult. So I had to waste a little time in order to get that well. We also have to leave this Strabby through this underground maze. We don't catch it. We can't, you know, we can't like just pick it up and go. We have to leave it through the maze. So that's what I'm doing.
Nice. I'm just zooming through some rooms, trying to avoid these bumpers. Granny's here. What's up, Granny? We're getting closer and closer to one of my favorite boss fights in video games, which is the battle and boss fight. Speedrunning this section is really cool.
Well, I actually just had a "that's never happened before" moment to me.
No.
Yeah, which is so what we have to do is we have to launch this Raspy up. We have to get it out the hole here. When it launched up, my buggy ball, it collided with my buggy ball and made it so that it didn't make it up the first time. So I had to jump back in the hole and launch it back up again. I forgot to get the cheese. Whoops. I've never had to do that before. So another
first time for
loss.
everything.
Yeah. But now we can turn in all the Shelda quests all together. We had to break a couple eggs, break a couple of praying Picantuses, and lastly, that Raspy rather.
That was the tech known as a Battle-In boost. I basically do a hyper bunny hop off of that huge Kevin, and it takes me all the way over to Battle-In. And if you skip the cutscene at the right time, you'll just slam right into her. I skipped the cutscene a bit late, but you saw the majority of the move, which is pretty cool. Yeah, basically our whole thing during Reflection is just get to Battle-In as fast as possible and don't get hit by lasers and stuff. And there's a lot of optimization that you don't necessarily realize up front in just how you enter and exit rooms in this chapter. Like really, really high level times of this, it's all about optimizing every little dash, every jump. It's really, really high level Celeste speedruns are super impressive to watch. I really love them. Oh, almost got hit there. And the music here just goes so hard. It's amazing. Absolutely love Reflection music.
What the heck? What is going on? Oh, there you go. Okay, so I had a long, extensive RNG sequence there. That almost ended up kind of in my favor, but not really. Basically, we needed this red Banopper who hops between 3 trees to hop, into our trap as fast as possible. And sometimes there's even a not a bobsicle. What is this version called? It is called. I'm gonna get there. It's called a Palatos. Sometimes the Palatos loves to interrupt your trap because it has nothing better to do. So we did not get the Palatos, but then the Kokomites here that we had to mess with gave us kind of a hard time. All right. Ultimately not the best, but could have been way worse. Way, way worse. I have to get this clue to progress the story later on here, but then after we get this clue, wait for the cutscene, checkpoint rather, and then we can bounce back through the same hidden shortcut we took to get here.
Getting to the end of Reflection here. Pretty solid Reflection for me. In ARB, I'm looking to get anything under 7 minutes, so 6-4X is super passable. Super passable.
I forgot how much battle and fight there was. Like,
yeah, it's a lot.
Kept going.
There's like the part 1, and then she's like, I'm out and climbing on this part 2, and it's really fun. Yeah, that was a solid Reflection for me. 4 deaths. All right, Summit ARB is like an experience of its own. It's like 15 to 20 minutes straight, which is like really long in Celeste. The thing I like about Celeste is that we run by in-game time, and so you can take breaks in between chapters in most situations. Obviously, I'm doing RTA against Conception, so I'm not gonna like stop and chill, but Summit ARB is playing for like 15 to 17 minutes straight, and that's really tough. I also speedrun Farewell, which is like 20 minutes of intensity, and it's hard. It's taken a lot of practice for me to learn this level and get comfortable at it, so hope you all enjoy Summit ARB.
I'm sure Conception won't mind if you like stop and chill for a little bit.
I definitely would not mind that at all. So yeah, I mean, like if you need water, like, just do whatever it is that you need. I just don't want you to get, I don't want you to get hurt or anything like that.
Right, of course,
yeah.
Of course.
It's for you. It's definitely not for me. Yeah.
Yeah, I love running games on IGT. It's so comfy.
Yeah, I've gotten my first taste of those lately with some runs I've started to pick up, but most of my runs, unfortunately, do RTA.
Yeah.
Especially this one, I'm running on the console version of this game, which does not have a load remover, but the PC version does. So
gotcha.
I got to run everything in RTA here. No loadless time. If you're wondering what I'm doing, by the way, because it might look a little like different. So our main character that we're playing at here is a journalist. They actually have come to the island primarily to like investigate the goings on of Bugsnax and the people who live on the island. And so one thing that you do to like accomplish side quests and things of that nature and get clues and stuff is you interview the residents. We have to do a few interviews in the run to get the necessary clues we need to finish the game. But in a 100% category, we'd have to interview all 12 of them and finish the entirety of their side quests, which takes up some time, as you can imagine. But it is a lot more games, so that's fun.
Summit Arb is definitely one of those situations where it is easy to forget a berry. There's a bunch of them. I think there's like 45 berries or something in Summit. It's ridiculous. It's a lot. There's so many in each section. This is definitely one of those chapters you want to practice in chunks instead of like all at once to really get comfortable with each segment. There's a lot of berries that are hidden in these battle and orb sections as well that are easy to like accidentally just grab battle in. Then you're kind of stuck. I didn't do that correctly. That's okay. So yeah, it's an intense part of the category, but it's also what makes it really exciting.
All right, so the game intends for me to run around there a little bit. However, we can use geometry in order to skip some necessary paths there, which we exploit a lot in any percent, which by climbing on top of like mountains and things of that nature. But we don't get to use that as much here because it's not as relevant when we can't skip any major quests. I'm gonna capture a few Bugsnax here, and then go talk to our good friend Eggabell.
$47 berries in Summit. I was close. I can't count. I'm not a math teacher or anything in real life. That would be ridiculous.
You're a gamer in real life. Look at you go.
Fair.
All right. So we catch a few Bugsnax that we're gonna need here. You can see alongside me here, there's 6 like totems or things of that nature that we're going to have to put Bugsnax in. However, we only need to do half. Eggabell here is gonna cover the other half. So we just capture the 3 that are the fastest to grab for us. Turn them in, then Eggabell marches right on back here.
Ooh, shoot.
Wait, are you both climbing a mountain?
Yeah, in a way.
Yo, mountain
Amazing.
race?
In a way, yeah.
It just keeps happening.
These games are actually the same. I'm sure if you gave Conception Celeste and you gave me Bugsnax, the race would turn out the exact same.
Oh my god, no. No, it would not. You would still beat me. You would still beat me for sure. I've never been more sure of anything in my life. I have played Celeste a good amount, but I have not beaten it because I am notorious. You ask anyone that is in my chat ever, notoriously horrible at 2D platformers. Just so bad. Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah.
I can't do first-person games.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
See? So. Any tips for Farewell? Yeah. Farewell's my main Celeste kind of thing. My tip is to take your time with it. If your hands start to hurt or you start to get frustrated, highly recommend just taking a break, save and quit, and come back later. Be patient with yourself. But you can do this. It's extremely worth it. And if you also want to, if there are some screens that are really getting you stuck, assist mode is amazing. You can turn it on per room. Don't feel bad about using it if it's going to help you, witness this beautiful game. And you can always try again later without assist mode, and that's really cool. Ah, shoot, I did that wrong.
Yeah, someone said we should switch games and see who finishes first.
I feel like we would have to get a very extended What's Faster segment block, like 6 hours or something.
Yeah. That should get me up like right to the
Because
last.
I've never played Bugsnax, so I would have to like learn the controls. I'd probably be like, oh my gosh, these are so cute, and get really distracted. Like, yeah.
There's quite a number of Bugsnax like that.
Yeah. They're just so adorable. Oh my goodness. All right, we're good, we're good.
When we're getting ready on my end to go into the fourth and final party. It's a pretty fun one to start off with. Basically, everyone is standing around a dance party and they don't want to dance for various reasons. And we just have to make those, reasons go away and make everyone want to dance. So it's pretty good. It's pretty fun. And then we enter,
I need that berry.
extensive cutscene after that again. So
My any percent brain just tried to go on the right side of this upward auto scroller block, and I'm very glad I realized I needed to go back for the berry. Side note, this berry is evil. I'm sure Celeste players in the chat will agree that this berry on the left side of this block is a heckin' meanie. Not a friend. This seeded berry is also rude. So seeded berries, you can't touch the ground. So what I'm trying to do, there's a kind of thing you can do. If you dash off of a section, I messed that up. You can get your dashes back and it still doesn't count as landing. So that's what I'm trying to do, but this section's quite difficult. There we go. So I have to get all seeded berries without touching the ground. And that berry's really tough for me. So two pretty rough berries back to back.
all right, almost about halfway done here, getting people to want to dance. Wait, no. There we go. All right. Everyone's dancing, everyone's partying, everyone's having a good time. Nothing could possibly go wrong. I don't see anything that could go wrong.
Nothing.
Nope. Yeah, basically, you might have noticed it as well last time I talked to Phil, but before the party started, the game actually has like a point of no return, which is really nice for casual players because it makes it very clearly labels like, hey, if you go past this point, you won't be able to catch any Bugsnax, you won't be able to finish any side quests and things like that. So you're sure you want to go by, which is great. So we crossed that point of no return, and this is obviously where the climax of the story takes place here. So.
I do love that. I like getting that heads up because then you can make an informed decision on what to do.
Yeah. Especially in a game that's like collectible focused like this one, it's really, really good.
Absolutely. That sure was a cycle. Okay. I'm going to skip this door by demo dashing underneath it. And I just demo dash on all these dashes for funsies.
right, so I gotta see where I'm at in comparison. So if you had to guess based off of where you're at right now, how everything's gone so far for you, what do you think your RTA finishing time is gonna be?
My
as of right now?
RTA finishing time. So I've basically got 3.5 minutes left of Summit, and then about 5 minutes left of Core. My IGT says 54, so I'll probably end up with a 103 or a 104. So 108, 109 RTA, I think.
Okay, you're probably gonna win. I think I'm looking at a 112 to 113 on my end right now. So if I had to guess,
My chapter's been pretty low death-wise. This Summit is not where I'd like it to be, but all the other chapters went pretty well overall, honestly. I'm super happy with them.
But
you
who
put in
has
your-
more snacks? That's the real question.
also Frozen, I
know.
think technically.
I do
with all
have,
the
let's
red
see, I have
berries.
165
Okay, that's fair.
strawberries.
You know, you're right. You're right.
And in
I
comparison to
messed that
Madeline,
up.
these strawberries are heckin' large. Where is she keeping them? They're like as big as her head.
That's true. You know, I'd never really thought about that. But
I
where do you
know.
hold
This is a question that plagues Celeste
166
speedrunners.
head-sized
Where are they?
strawberries?
Does she bury them? Where do they go? This is the true mystery of Celeste.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So, no, yeah. So I'll probably come in second in the race and have less snacks. So,
But your snacks are very cute.
yes, that is true.
That's a win in my book.
I finished with 0 snacks, but I think I catch 25 different kinds through this run. I think.
Nice.
Yeah. Some of them multiple, so maybe like 30. Total.
She could be eating the berries. That's her caloric intake to climb the mountain twice.
Yeah. Imagine how many calories Madeline's burning.
I wonder how many calories Dashing burns. So true.
I mean, like scaling a mountain without like dashing and stuff would take up a lot of calorie consumption, but she's quite literally flying through the air a lot of times. So I can't even imagine.
Very true.
So interesting point here. We're heading back into that mountain area. One thing I like to point out, in case people are interested in learning how to speedrun this game, is currently as it stands, the PC is actually on a further patch. The PC version of the game is actually on a further patch than the console version. And the PC version actually has fast travel abilities. So meaning you can go into your journal and fast travel to any location you've already been to. Which would save me a lot of time here if I had that as an ability, but I do not, unfortunately. It looks like they're going to be adding that as a patch to console when the new DLC comes out, the new free DLC, which is called the Isle of Big Snacks.
Big snacks. I love that.
Big Snacks, yeah. So that when that happens, there's going to be for any percent it won't affect it at all in terms of like the fast travel portion. No major skips. It will affect it some in the late game because we do some running back and forth. 100% it will affect it a ton because there are specific Bugsnax that we have to return for that only unlock after you've completed certain things. So we'll save a lot of time in 100% going forward, but
Nice.
I don't have that patch yet, unfortunately.
Yeah. 1505 Summit. Very, very nice from me. Super happy with that.
Nice, GG's.
61 deaths so far. We've got 170 out of 175 berries. So heading into core.
And I'm heading into Undersnacks, which is kind of a core.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's the core of this mountain, which I'm sure the core is probably the core of the mountain that you're also scaling. I don't know. I didn't get that far yet.
No,
but-
you're right. It's called the heart of the mountain. You did it.
Wow.
100% lore correct. You got it.
I'd like to point out that she cannot be eating the strawberries because we bake a pie with the strawberries.
You're right. The puzzle. We really got to figure this out.
Does the pie have 175 berries in it?
170.
170.
Yeah.
170, 170. That
Can't
feels
put
like a lot of berries.
175. Yeah, those extra 5 would just ruin it.
Yeah, I know.
That's overkill. Yeah. That's got to be like the wettest pie in existence. If
I know.
That's the case.
So I just did a skip
That big.
called Ice Skip, and it basically has this like whole convoluted setup on that core block, and it allows us to completely skip going to the right side of this part of the level. It's definitely one of the harder parts of ARB to learn, and it looks really heckin' schmancy when you get it. And I got Ice Skip first try, which is like really huge. So I'm really happy about that.
I'll also point out as well, right before I entered the Undersnacks, there was a giant door, which, you know, that's kind of the crux. We have to get through the door to find the secret of what happened to Lizbert, who's the main character who went missing. The reason why any percent is so fast is you can take all these early load zones to get to the snowy mountain area very fast, and then you can clip through the door, so you can get to where I'm at on console in like 7 minutes probably. And then any run from this point forward is exactly the same, because we don't have any skips for the end game function, which we call the gauntlet. And the devs have hinted that there's some skip in this Undersnacks section, but we cannot find it because we have no momentum. We can't run. We can't use tools. So we can't clip through, which we discovered everything around the Undersnacks is a loading zone. So if we find a way to clip through the floor or the wall or something, we could save like another 2 minutes or so, but no dice yet.
That's hilarious that the devs are like, hee hee, find a skip.
Yeah, they know of a skip that we don't, and we still don't know.
That's amazing that they have not said it yet. I would not have the self-control.
I always make the plea, if you're somebody who gets enjoyment out of like finding glitches or your techniques in games, please look at Bugsnax, because that'd be a game-changing skip for sure. Also was able to do some tricky parkour movement by jumping on a very thin pole, and then jumping across the trees, which saved us about like 2 or 3 seconds of movement, as opposed to falling down the cliff and then climbing up the bridge. But yeah, 2 seconds closer than 3, I would say. But it's fancy, you know. We get that nice parkour movement, and then now we take on the gauntlets, a series of mini games using our tools that we've gotten through the game, basically, in different fashions.
All right, I am collecting the 175th strawberry, but the run's not over yet. We got to finish out core, because, you know, we as a community decided it would be super lame if you just like did time when you collect the last berry. So you got to finish out all of core. This is looking to be a really nice run, though.
Now I'm punching donuts. Because I have to.
No.
Not because I want to, because I'd rather eat them.
I love donuts. That's one of my favorite foods.
Yeah, donuts are wonderful, and you know they're exactly what you would think they are. You know, the nice pink frosting with the sprinkles. Ugh, so aesthetic.
I love it.
Such an aesthetic. But I have to punch them. I have to do what I have to do.
So sad.
Fun piece of speed tech there that I do. So what you're meant to do is you're actually meant to fight those Picantuses head on. When you use that, like, you know, extending punching glove thing, they break into 3 smaller snacks, and then you fight those 3 smaller stacks as well. But by getting behind them and punching them forward towards Shelda and Floofty, the Shelda and Floofty will eat at the potential to eat the entire Picantus, but most of the way what happens is the Picantus will break on them, and then they will eat the smaller sections a lot faster than you can punch them. So pretty fun piece of tech there.
Here's the last screen. All right, and time. And that is my first 102. I did get a PB. I'm sorry, Conception.
Oh, congrats. No, don't be sorry. Congrats.
That's awesome. GG.
I'm
Oh my
not gonna
gosh.
PB. Spoiler alert. I already know that, but I'm gonna finish an estimate, which is, you know, a challenge on its own.
Awesome. All right, we'll go check out the beautiful all red berries pie in the epilogue.
And while we're doing that, I'm actually going to the hardest part of the gauntlet by far, which is called barrels. We launch barrels at Bugsnax in order to defeat them. There are waves of 3 Bugsnax at a time, which we defeat with one single barrel as opposed to 3 separate ones, if we can time it and place it correctly. It's very precise in both time and placement, so it requires a bit of focus for me, so I'm going to focus on that a little bit while we get over to that red berry pie.
Yes. So yeah, 64 deaths. That's the lowest I've gotten by like 20. So as you can see, I saved a lot of time just playing pretty clean throughout the run. Still a lot of time to bring down. My ultimate goal in this category is sub-hour, but literally yesterday, got a 103, brought it down to 102, getting better and better at this run. So thank you for the GGs, everyone. I really appreciate that. Super happy with that run. It was awesome.
All right, well, this wave has 3. No, I knew I shot that one too late. Too precise. There we go. Almost perfect though. Like that was a really good rebound for messing up that one little wave. Oh no, never mind. We got to rebound twice. There we go. There we go. So a little, not my cleanest. So ideally what we do is all of those 3 Bugsnax waves we defeat with 1 barrel, and the last wave has 5, so we try to defeat it in 2 barrels by, again, very precise placement and launching of those barrels. Messed up the last 2 waves a little bit, but ultimately probably only lost, if I had to guess, like 10 seconds total. Nothing too bad. This one here has our good friend the buggy ball equipped with some spikes now though. Pretty metal, if you ask me. And we just got to roll over these Bugsnax. I'm not going to go into. You might be wondering, like, okay, we spent our whole time like catching them, and you know they're like cute little friends, and now we're kind of like running them over and destroying them a little bit. I'm not going to go into it too much. I don't want to spoil the game for anyone who hasn't played it yet, but please do. But just know that there is a reason that we have to defeat the Bugsnax as opposed to catching them now. That's fine. That one can go. Okay. 2 more. Well, that last wave is right here. And all right. And we have one last little mini game in the gauntlet. So we're pretty close. We're pretty close on time. Maybe 2 minutes left in the run-ish, if I had to guess. Maybe 2.5 minutes, we'll say.
Was one of those snacks? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, please.
Was one of those snacks a crab apple by chance?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, called the crapple, actually.
Right, because crab apple makes too much sense.
Yeah, crab apple. Yeah, though they love combining their names. One thing I didn't really touch upon as well is that there are a number of Bugsnax that also have variants in different areas. So, for example, that was the crapple. There's also a green crapple that you can get in another area. We didn't need it for this run at all, but it does exist. And I just think that's fun to know.
That is fun to know. I love it.
We catch a frieder, which is a French fry spider, and then we also catch a sweet frieder,
Frieder.
which
The
is
names of these are just amazing.
sweet potato frieder. So then you get your variations.
Can't just have one flavor. We need to have a variety of choices.
But can you get
Yes.
shiny Bugsnax?
No, that would be really cool though.
Be a
That,
fun
That would be
update.
cool.
that would be fun. The Isle of Shine snacks.
I would love that.
Yeah, it'd be great. Yeah, but we're gonna get giant Dynamax style Bugsnax in the next update, so that's pretty good. Oh, we got this unfortunate bug thing that happens sometimes. So like the game, this section ends with you getting on the boat, so you're meant to be walking up the ramp and getting on the boat normally. For some reason, depending on the angle at which you go towards the ramp right before you lose control of your character, sometimes it'll just go off the ramp and get stuck in the corner. And then the game will eventually just put you back on because it's like, all right, you're supposed to be on. But I think I've never tested it, but I think it loses like a second or two if that happens. But yeah, not my cleanest gauntlet. Looks like we're gonna be in the 113 range if I had to guess here. Time is coming up pretty soon, by the way. We're inside of 40 seconds away, I would say. We just have to run down the beach. Fun fact as well, this game does have a bad ending. It's actually faster to do the good ending, which is what we do. But there is a bad ending where a lot of these...
bad ending?
Yeah.
That's spicy.
Yeah, it's definitely and it's also heartbreaking. Like,
No!
yeah. Because you end up, spending a lot of time with these characters, and then the bad ending is one or as many as all but one don't survive towards the end. So, you walk on this beach and it's just empty at the end, and it's just so sad.
Yeah.
Time's coming up here. And time.
GG.
GG.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's I had my splits going with the timing rules for the actual run, which is a 1:13:27 using the timing rules. Probably a little different on the screen, but in estimate, which is all I ultimately cared about. So,
Heck yeah.
yeah,
You did.
awesome. I did.
It sounded like a
I
fun
did it.
time too. I loved hearing all about it.
Yes, such a cute game. If you like Bugsnax, if I may plug a little bit here. GDQ's One and Done-a-thon, which is coming up in a couple weekends. I'll be running Bugsnax any % for that. So if you want to see out of bounds galore and clipping through doors and all that fun tech, come and check that out on, I believe my run is on the 18th. So
Awesome.
Should definitely check that out. Absolutely.
So now we're going to go to a quick break while we switch games over to Pokéclicker and Pokemon Red. So get up and stretch, go get yourself some water, use the restroom, and we will be back in a little bit. Welcome back, everyone. Hope you had a good little break. Got your stretching in your water. Real quick before we get started on this Pokemon bit, if you missed out on the first run or any other hotfix shows this week or any hotfix shows period, you can check out our archive of past runs and shows at youtube.com/gamesdonequick. And if you are watching on YouTube right now, feel free to join us over at twitch.tv/gamesdonequick to check out our live shows, and those start at 7 p.m. Eastern on most nights. And while you're at Twitch, if you could subscribe, use your bits, consider just helping support the channel because that is how we do these shows. And with that, we'll kick it back to Frozen Flygon and Conception for some Pokemon.
awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, so I'm going to be playing. We're both going to be in Kanto, which is cool. I'm going to be playing Pokemon Red any % glitchless. And I believe Frozen is going to be playing Pokéclicker.
Yes, I'm going to be playing Pokéclicker, which is one of my favorite idle games ever. I love idle games. I hope to get a bunch of people in chat also to love this game. Pokéclicker.com. It is so much fun, and I'm a new mod to the speedrun board for this game. Been seeing a lot of activity lately. It was the Frame Fatale's game of the month last month, and so I'm super excited to get to showcase this on the GDQ channel. It's awesome.
Oh yeah. There's going to be a lot of exploration of Kanto this time around, so I hope you love your Gen 1s.
Yes.
All right. Well, if we're ready, I guess I can count us down again.
As ready as I'll ever be.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. So you see I'm starting with Squirtle because Squirtle
yeah.
actually ends up being the best for us to fight the Elite for. And so that was the only time I was allowed to click attack. The rest of this, I've turned on a challenge mode that literally does not allow me to click. The category is clickless, codeless. So yeah, we're going to be utilizing a lot of other techniques, mainly catching a heck ton of Pokemon to help us beat the Elite Four in this region.
Also, big same. We also start with Squirtle in this run.
Let's go!
Yeah, not necessarily for Elite Four business, but definitely faster to start with and get us through the first gym. But you'll see relatively soon we're gonna have another tank Pokemon that we'll be using for a vast majority of the run.
Squirtle's so good. I'm glad you're both starting with Squirtle.
Me too!
Shout outs to Squirtle. Got my Squirtle pop figure up here.
Perfect.
I have a Squirtle bow. Let me show everyone my little Squirtle bow. I can put it on, actually. Let me do that.
Yeah, again, take your time. You know, if you have to dig through it, not a big deal.
Yeah, no, I mean, I literally can't click. This is an idle game. This is why I wanted to play Celeste first, because I just get to like sit back and relax. And I feel like your game is much more intensive this time. So
yeah, it's the exact opposite for me. So Bugsnax is like my comfort game. It's not, you know, I don't like it to sit back and relax during it, but I definitely feel comforted there. Where this is probably my scariest speed game, if I had to guess.
Right. So yeah, as you can see, you're gonna see like my Pokemon list on the left, and their attack is on the left and their level is on the right. So Pokemon will level up the more Pokemon I attack. So now that I've cleared Route 1, I have gotten 10 Pokemon defeated on Route 1. I'm allowed to unlock the town map, and that allows me to click between different routes. So I'm gonna be going straight to Route 22. And my goal is to catch as many new Pokemon as possible, because that just stacks my attack more and more and more. There's not a party limit like in the standard Pokemon games. We can catch as many as we want. So I want to be getting Nidoran female, Nidoran male, and Mankey here before I move on. And so as you can see, my attack is only 4, and these Pokemon have a lot of health, so we want to be catching as much Pokemon as possible very, very quickly.
Funny you mention, Nidoran male, which is who I'm also going to be catching once I get to Route 22, but I'm nowhere near close to it. I haven't even gotten
These are the
to Route 1
same
yet.
game, surely.
I know. You'll notice as well when I started the game, I picked up the potion from the PC when I got in, which looks like that was a good idea, because looks like, oh, I got crit. No, I didn't get crit. I just miscalculated my defense. So we get to, might have to reset here, actually. I think I need the, trying to think what's gonna be faster here. I need the experience for that is the problem. So I think I'm just gonna fight a bunch of stuff on Route 1. Usually I get the experience from Bulbasaur there, but yeah, I have not died to rival in a fight like that before. I thought it was gonna do 3 damage that last hit, which is why I held out on held out on healing. But you know, we're gonna make it work. We're gonna figure it out.
Was it a frick moment?
A little bit.
You were fighting against a Bulbasaur, so
yeah. Little bit of that. Yeah, a little bit of frick moment for sure. But we're gonna figure it out together, gang.
We are.
Yeah. As long as I get to level 6 and a little plus before I get to Viridian Forest, we'll be fine. It's just gonna be a little bit longer than needed. All that to say, I'm off to a great start, obviously.
All that to say, yeah. So basically, I've caught everyone I need to catch on Route 22, so I bounce back to 1. I need to wait for my attack to get up to 22 before I head to Route 2, because the attack, the health of the Pokemon on Route 2 is like astronomical. So I'm basically just trying to grind up here, and then we'll move forward to Route 2 and then move into Viridian Forest. I love to see that people are getting into Pokéclicker thanks to me. I have to spread this across the universe. It's my sole job to spread Gator Walk and to spread Pokéclicker. That is my job. My calling.
Cannot stress enough how normally not getting encounters on Route 1 is so good for me. I've only gotten one so far, but now I desperately need them.
You need the experience. The game knows what you want.
Much. I need them so much. Please give me the experience. But of course, it's not giving me anything. I also, you might have noticed as well, I talked to Professor Oak from the side here. This is a classic Pokemon thing, especially in Gen 1. Movement of NPCs, like our rival below us, is half the speed as of which we move. So because our rival comes from below us, we talked to Oak from either on the side or behind. If you're playing Pokemon Yellow, you have to do behind because you have the Pikachu behind you, so you can't talk to him on the side. In order for there to be less tiles that your rival moves, which is faster. It's faster for you to move a couple extra tiles than it is for your rival to do so. So that's exactly why we do that. Of course, I'm not hitting any encounters.
No.
Come on. I'm gonna hang here. This is marathon luck.
Yeah, that's the Pokemon games hear you. Whenever you're playing for other people, they're like,
Oh, man.
It's
so
fine.
funny.
Maybe, you know, we're gonna see a turn 70 Ammonite or something later.
That, yeah, we could.
I'm praising Helix for that.
Yeah.
Because I could use it.
Yeah, there's a point in this run where you have to catch every single Pokemon before we beat Erica, because you literally don't have enough health if you don't catch every single Pokemon up to that point in Clickless. You have to catch an Almanite and a Kabuto, and they're at the end of this dungeon, and they can be really mean. One time it took me 75 tries to get an Almanite, so who knows? So I'm grinding back, now that I've cleared my 10 Pokemon on Route 2, bouncing back to Route 1 to grind up money. The reason I need money is to buy Pokeballs and to buy X attacks. X attacks boost your attack by 1.5 times, and we need that to be burning literally the rest of the run. So money management is actually really huge in this run. A lot of our money is going to be coming from fighting Brock, but we haven't gotten to Brock yet, so my best grind point is at Route 1. And you see me getting a bunch of achievements. Achievements are great. They boost my money, experience, and click attack for the rest of the game. Obviously, this is clickless, so the click attack part isn't important, but the money and experience is huge. So it doubles in the fact that we're also getting our 100 defeated per routes. You know, that's gonna help us.
All right.
I'm gonna go ahead.
Yeah, I'm buying 4 Pokeballs here, and I'm going to do one of the 3 manips that I'm going to be attempting in the run coming up right here. This one is by far the most important, though, which is to get a manipulated Nidoran. So I'm going to focus on it for a second, then I'll kind of explain a little bit as to what I'm doing.
In Viridian Forest, I need Pidgey, Caterpie, and Weedle. And so far, I've only gotten Kakuna. Getting the evolution is like fine, but we need the pre-evolution as well. So if we don't get everything we're looking for, we're going to have to come back.
All right, looks like first try.
Didn't get a Caterpie either. Okay.
Nice. Okay, so I manipulated quite a bit there. So by resetting my game and then hitting specific inputs on the load-in screens, rather, I have... and then you have to walk a very specific path after you load in the game, and you actually have to press A on specific tiles to advance the RNG in a specific way. You do all of that correctly, you get the exact encounter I got, which was a level 4 Nidoran male. And it's not only a level 4 Nidoran male, which is the top level of Nidoran you can get in that grass section. It's also got near perfect stats, almost exactly perfect, actually. So that's gonna be carrying us through vast majority of the game coming up here.
Nice.
But first, we still got to get through Viridian Forest.
Same, I'm in Viridian Forest.
Yeah.
I caught a Caterpie. No, I caught a Weedle, so that's good. I really need a Caterpie. You have to have Wartortle before you can fight Brock. I now have Wartortle, so even if we don't end up with a Caterpie, that's not like the end of the world. I'll go for it until I can't, you know, I'll come back for it later.
And in my version of the Viridian Forest, so you can extend that same RNG manipulation all the way through here up until this next battle that we're going to fight with one of the bug catchers. However, that's a very complicated manipulation that takes a lot of time, so it's not something I usually will go for in marathons. Nor is grabbing this potion, but because I had such an interesting start to the run, I'm going to grab an extra one here for safety. But the main point is if you walk in that very specific path that I did through Viridian Forest, which was prioritizing these tiles that have little flowers, basically little balloon flowers in the bottom right corner. That will, those tiles for some reason in the Gen 1 games have 1/3 of the chance to spawn an encounter as opposed to a regular tile. So you want to stay on as many of those tiles as possible until you have to leave them. I walked on, you still have to walk on non-flower tiles in order to, you know, get through Viridian Forest. So the one tile I had to walk on so far, I coincidentally hit an encounter, so bad luck. But I am getting exceptionally good luck on this Weedle, which usually is an absolute troll. But I also got a little bit of bad luck where I missed tackle twice now.
No.
But I did not get damaged at all, which I don't know if I've ever ever had that. That's kind of unique, my experience here. But yeah, that was a wild Weedle fight. It usually poison stings you, which can, you know, which obviously damages you, but it might make it so that you're poisoned, which is exactly why we pick up the antidote that we do there. And then we would heal off poison, not until after the battle, because if you heal it off too early, then it could just poison you again, which creates a whole other slew of problems. But I did not get poison sting one time. It string shotted me like 10 times in a row or something like that. Just incredible. Whoops.
I'm having some pretty rough luck so far. I still haven't caught a Caterpie, and I still haven't caught a Pikachu. So I'm gonna need to be grinding up dungeon tokens. So I guess I'll take this time to talk about the currency in Pokéclicker. So there's 3 main forms of currency. There's money, which we use to buy Pokeballs and X attacks and stuff like that. There's dungeon tokens, which every time you catch a Pokemon, you gain dungeon tokens, and that allows us to battle in like Viridian Forest and Mount Moon. They cost variable amounts. Viridian Forest is 50, Mount Moon is 75. There's ones down the road, like Victory Road costs 2,000. So dungeon tokens are huge in this game. So that's why you see me turning on previous catches, because that allows me to get more dungeon tokens. There's also quest tokens. So if you're playing Kanto Champion like clicking or auto clicking, you don't mess with quests at all. But in Clickless, we actually have time to complete quests, and that can maybe allow us to get eggs. Like in my world record of this category, I had enough to get a dragon egg, and Dragonair allowed me to beat Lance like 5 minutes earlier than I was supposed to. So you see me get the defeat Pewter Gym in Kanto 19 times, we're absolutely gonna do that. You can see me, I'm gonna fight Brock and hold the space bar, and that allows me to just auto fight Brock, which gives me a ton of experience and a ton of money, which we need to buy X attacks and Pokeballs.
Coincidentally, I'm also fighting Brock right now.
Amazing! The sync! The sync!
So we, as you can imagine, Squirtle is tanking us through. We have to get it to level 8 so it learns Bubble, which is an obviously very effective move on its rock types, but we are throwing our Nidoran in between, so that the Nidoran can get some, leading Pokemon experience before, Squirtle has a little bit of trouble here. All right, we got to heal up there. Little slow, but no biggie. Of course it bites, so I would have been fine to attack, but there's no way I could have known.
You never know, and you gotta play it safe. You don't want to lose to Brock.
Yeah, I do save right there in case, because there's a lot of things. You could get really bad luck, which would be mainly that your Squirtle has terrible special attack, and then you just get terrible moves that are, we get screeched to death by the Onix, lowering our defense, and then we just get tackled to death or something like that. So there are things that can go wrong with Brock. So in a marathon setting, I'll definitely save before Brock.
Makes sense.
Just be safe. But in a PB attempt, I would say you defeat Brock. If you get to Brock, you defeat Brock 95% of the time, if I had to guess.
That's good, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say after the Bulbasaur thing, no one is going to blame you for using a potion there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Weirdly enough, did not affect me too greatly. I'm a little behind, but I could have the same time basically with just bad RNG. So it's on the slow side, but it could have been a lot worse. So we'll make it through. On my way out of Brock's there, I menued as well to go into my options, and I turned off the, basically you can have 2 different modes, which is shift or set, which is shift is where after every Pokemon that a trainer has in a battle, it will ask you if you would like to switch your Pokemon. We're gonna be riding with our boy Nidoran here for the remainder, basically. So we turned that off so that we saved a whole bunch of text. For reference, because this game is so old, so you can see the text is scrolling, even on the fast text speed, which is what it's set at. It is 1 frame per letter on the screen. So it is very, very slow. So whenever we can save text, we would like to.
I had some really bad luck in Mount Moon. I was looking to not get that boss. The trainer has 3 Pokemon, and Grimer's really annoying. So I'm going back to Brock because I need more X items. X items are pretty expensive. I'm probably actually going to hop into Viridian Forest because I still need to get catches there, and it's a cheap way of getting X attacks. So actually I'm going to run over there and do that. I did get the achievement for clearing Pewter 10 times though, so that's good.
Now, I gotta ask, in Pokéclicker, is there the famous Shorts Kid? Do you know about Shorts Kid?
There's technically no trainer battles, really.
Oh, okay.
So there's just the bosses of the dungeons, but I don't think you battle Shorts Kid, which is very sad.
Well, if you love Shorts Kid as much as I do, Take a look on my side because we're about to fight him.
Let's go.
In all seriousness, he's very annoying.
Yeah.
Not just because he loves shorts. His Pokemon here are very annoying. So he has a Rattata and an Ekans. Rattata can do a lot of damage on you just depending on what it chooses to do. Tail Whip is fine here, except if it just like, now at this point, I'd just like for it to spam Tail Whip as opposed to weakening my defense and then hitting me anyway, because then it's just going to do extra damage. It's mainly the Ekans. Okay, so we have a lot of health, but we're double defense down. Mainly the Ekans that give us a problem, because Ekans knows the move Wrap, which it works differently in other gens, but in Gen 1, how Wrap works is that it incapacitates you for 2 to 5 turns. It keeps you wrapped. I can't do anything. Which obviously, the more turns that happens, the more time it wastes. It doesn't do a lot of damage. Just, well, here, now you get to see it because I just got wrapped, so.
No.
Yeah. All right, so we're at 3 turns here. I'm gonna heal. Getting pretty bad luck with my potions wise here. Oh, and it would have been fine to attack, but I got wrapped again, of course, so. All right, 2 turn that time. So we got a 2 turn wrap and then a 3 turn. Pretty bad, pretty slow. Pretty bad, pretty slow, but we got through it ultimately. But that could have been better, obviously.
Okay, here's Pikachu. Please catch Pikachu so I don't have to come back here. I did not catch Pikachu. Okay. So I have to catch Pikachu before moving on. So we're just gonna keep going into Meridian Forest. This isn't necessarily the worst because it's a good way for me to farm X attacks because they're expensive at this point in the game. They're like 600. So as you can see, I'm getting a bunch of X clicks, which is not helpful in this category. I literally cannot click, but I'm getting at least some X attacks and also some lucky incense, which I'm never gonna be mad about money. So, okay, we have enough to go back into Mount Moon, but I'm gonna fight Brock again for some more Pokeballs and money.
I got a pretty lucky crit where I was able to one-shot this Weedle, which is pretty good. And then I also wanted to talk about something called badge boosts. In this game, whenever you complete a badge, you can get a boost based off of if you have a skill that has fallen, it will raise another skill in return. So for example, the badge boost that I get from Brock, when my speed is lowered, my attack is raised. So these string shots that I was getting from this Caterpie here actually made it so I hit for more damage. It's just like a weird, I guess for lack of a better term, like a bug. I don't really know how, I don't know what I would call it because it does not work the same way going forward in other gens, but and it does work that way here. So you actually want to get your speed, you want to get speed fall a little bit, but not too much, because if you end up going and being slower than that Metapod who just spams Harden, that's going to take up extra turns because it keeps raising his defense before you can attack. We want to get the jump on the Metapod if we can, so that fight ended up working out all right.
That's my favorite episode of the Pokemon anime, is the Metapod Harden episode.
Yeah. Yep, it's just like that, honestly.
It's
just
so
the
good.
same. Yeah.
Okay, I'm like, I really need to find the boss fight at this point. My attack is a lot higher, as you can see. As things evolve in this game, you keep the pre-evolution and the evolved form. So you can see my Squirtle's giving me 14 attack and my Wartortle's giving me 22 attack. So having Pokemon that evolve multiple times is huge. And that's why it was important for me in the forest. You're like, I had a Metapod, I also need a Caterpie. So I cleared Mount Moon, which is great. We can now keep moving forward. I also have like 3 minutes of X attack from the Meridian Forest. So again, it wasn't the biggest deal that I had to go back there. So now I'm just gonna keep zooming ahead on these routes. I have different dungeon token things that I need to get to, like the Rock Tunnel's 500, the Pokemon Tower 750. So I'm keeping an eye on my Pokemon and my dungeon tokens, but we're gonna try and clear out as much stuff as possible before going into the dungeon tokens because it's just a lot faster.
All right. On my side, few things here. One, I'm getting awful luck on my tackles. Tackle in this game is a 95% accurate move that I've missed at least 50% of the time so far.
Oh no.
And then secondly, after we fought that trainer, I ran into this grass on purpose. 1, to dodge a trainer I don't need to fight, but 2, I need a bird. I need to be able to fly later on. So I catch a bird there. And then as far as catching things go, we only need to catch one more thing for the entirety of the run, and we can just bank on what we have. For me, though, I am about to head into Mount Moon and do another manipulation, or try to. This one's very hard, so we'll see how it goes.
I have to head back into Mount Moon later, but I have to get Great Balls first.
All right, here we go. I'm gonna be pretty much silent here because it's a manipulation that takes about 1.5 minutes.
Wow.
So I'm gonna try my best, but it's very difficult.
All right, good luck. I'm gonna be over here trying to catch Abra, which is also very difficult in terms of that. It is a very low catch percent. So if you can see the colors on my town map, yellow means I've cleared everything in that region. Orange means I still have to do my 10 fights defeated. Blue means there's stuff I haven't caught. So you can see that Mount Moon is blue. I'm gonna have to go back for Kabuto and Ammonite because, as I said before, to beat Erica, you have to catch everything. So I currently have catches on only new Pokemon. So you'll only see the Pokemon go on ones I haven't caught, like Abra just got, Meowth I just got. So it looks, I think I've now full cleared the route because there's the Pokeball next to Kanto Route 5, which is great. And yeah, in Pokéclicker clickless, you obviously can click to go around the menu, you just can't click in battles. So if you're playing for reference, the clickless world record, codeless is a 144 versus my PB in auto clicker is a 29. So it's a huge difference being able to actually click. They're just, you know, some fun different categories, but we're trying to just beat the Elite Four. And to do that, we just got to keep catching Pokemon over and over again. And the big part of how we run this game as an idle game is just routing and money management and dungeon token management.
Unfortunately, failed my manipulation. It is very difficult.
Dang.
The attempt is there. So we almost have to fight nobody in this Mount Moon. There's one trainer we have to fight. We cannot pass without fighting it. So the attempt there is I manipulate it and move in a very specific pattern, pressing A on very specific tiles, so that I get exactly to the tile right before that trainer, all the way at the end of Mount Moon, without hitting a single encounter, without using a repel. So it's very, very difficult. It requires not only specific movement, but I think 30 precise A presses. We do have a backup here that I am going to attempt.
I just got a shiny.
What?
From Evolution. My
Come
Abra
on.
evolved into a shiny Kadabra. That's a full odds shiny.
Ridiculous.
I didn't have
on.
my shiny quest on. I'm so mad. I would have been able to get 4 eggs. Oh my gosh. I'll show you all the shiny. Here we go. Where's my shiny Kadabra? All right, look at this friend. Look at that pale yellow Kadabra. Wow. That's amazing. I cannot believe.
I'm in shock.
I can't believe I got shiny. I've never got a shiny to run before. Incredible.
So failed the backup too, unfortunately. So the other thing that we try to do, besides just manipulate the lack of encounters here, is there's also one last Pokemon we need here, which is the Paris. Luckily enough for me, coincidentally here, I did not get many encounters. I think I got 2 total, which is pretty good considering that I failed the manipulation twice. I also saved before this fight because this fight is very dangerous. There is a third backup, and I really hope I remember it to get a Paris here. If I can't remember it, not the end of the world. I can get an Oddish later on to make up for it, but hopefully I remember it. Come on, I really hope. If there's a potential for you to 2-shot that Rattata based off of the damage ranges you get. Of course, I did not get it, but you know, we try. Don't do it. Good. All right, just hit through and we're fine. Thank you. The good luck there is that the Zubat didn't do any damage to us. It can leash life us, which can really mess us up. The bad luck there was we did get confused, but the good luck on the inverse is that we fought through it, so that's really good. All right, we're gonna do a menu here. A lot of stuff is gonna happen here. We're gonna evolve our Nidoran into a Nidorino. Then I'm going to teach that Nidorino Water Gun. Why Nidorino can learn Water Gun, I have no idea, but we're going to teach it. Then we're going to Moonstone Nidorino into Nidoking, and then we're going to teach Nidoking Mega Punch, which we'll talk a little bit more about Mega Punch when we cross that bridge here.
I still can't believe I got a shiny. That's hilarious. I was like, should
Yeah,
I put the shiny? If I put the shiny quest on, I would have been able to buy 4 eggs, and I probably would have gotten like a 10 to 15 minute PB, which is hilarious.
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean,
I didn't have the quest on. You're good. You're good.
I say that I'm shocked, but I'm also not that shocked. Like it also felt like it was bound to happen. It felt right. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, it's so funny. It's still gonna help me out. The funny thing is that shinies also give you higher click attack, which is not beneficial to me in a no-click run. So the bonus is just there that they look really cute, and that's chill.
Okay, so let's talk Mega Punch here. So Mega Punch is a move that we pick up here on purpose because it does a lot of damage. I believe it's 80 or 85 base power. I can't remember the exact number. It does a lot of damage. The downside of that is that it is 85% accurate. So you saw me miss 50% of my 95% accurate moves earlier. Just imagine how many Mega Punches I'll probably miss in the run. But it's definitely worth getting. It's a very powerful move to have this early on. There's one miss for you. We got hit it again. And yeah, so Nidoking is going to be our tank through the run, by the way. That is for a variety of reasons. One, we can get a fully evolved Pokemon at level 16 here, which is really, really good. Second of all, it has really good stats, obviously, because we can manipulate those. Third is the move pool that we're going to be teaching it is also ridiculous. Okay, let me see if I can remember this backup manipulation.
Okay, come on, Machop.
I don't think that's
Please. Okay,
Yeah,
I got a
that's it.
Machop at least. Oh my gosh, of course I get the Picnicker. So there's 2 bosses you can get in the Rock Tunnel. You can get an Onyx, which you can kill in like 10 seconds, or you can get this trainer that has 4 Pokemon. So I did not get it. We're gonna have to re-get dungeon tokens, which is super obnoxious. I'm gonna buy a token collector to help us with that. But dang, that's unfortunate. You have to save 100 quest points to go to the Safari Zone. If I end up getting above 800, I'll probably buy a mystery egg just for 700, just because getting an extra Pokemon can actually be really helpful for the Elite Four. But I've only done 1 quest. I don't quite have enough for another one.
Okay, so a few interesting things happen. One, I remembered the backup manipulation and got it, so that's good. It's a very short one, so I was glad I was able to remember it. And fun fact, it makes it turn so you have to change the color of your palette. So usually when we have the red palette by default, we're now running with the blue palette because we need to for the manipulation to work.
That's actually really funny.
Yeah, so we're running blue palette now for a while. Then we're gonna do another manipulation that's what swaps us back to red. But we did it correctly. We manipulated not only getting the Paris, but the Paris getting in the ball on the first try, which we also did with our Nidoran earlier. Now what we're going to be doing is a somewhat controversial exploit here called Instant Text. Which if you talk to the bike shop owner and clear your text box as so, it makes it so that instead of your text scrolling on the screen, it pops up instantly, which can save you a lot of time in these fights where we have to do a bunch of trainer battles all back to back to back to back here, because we're going to be clearing Nugget Bridge. So the downside of that is if you have to go into your menu for any reason, or if you have to answer a question that has a yes or no answer or anything like that, you will lose it. So if you end up losing it early, it's going to be ultimately a time lost because you wasted your time to go talk to the bike shop owner in the first place. But as you can see, text is flying by now as opposed to scrolling by. We're going to hope we can keep our instant text all the way through until we get to Bill at the top here. It just depends on what kind of luck we get though.
I failed Rock Tunnel again, which is really obnoxious. So I'm just going back for more money and more X attacks and more dungeon tokens. The good thing is this will allow me to beat Lieutenant Surge kind of soon, which is fine. But I really, really need to get through Rock Tunnel, and it's just not quite happening yet, which is frustrating. But yeah, this is codeless means there's a farming code you can use and a shiny code, and so the leaderboards are split because when you get your shiny, there's a possibility of getting like Mewtwo or getting Articuno, and that is way overpowered compared to if you don't use the shiny code. So this is a much more consistent run just because, you know, it's not variable on what shiny you get at the beginning. You also can use your shiny quest to get you more Pokemon. They're just pretty divergent routes. I prefer codeless just because of it's a bit more consistent.
It's funny to hear it's more consistent codeless, I would think. Well, yeah, I guess you would.
It's longer, but it's more consistent. Yeah.
There's still randomness to the codes.
Yes.
So that's true.
Because once the one like code run I did of Autoclicker, I got like a Pokemon that I got a Clefable or something, which you never get Moonstones in this. So it was actually just like a bonus Pokemon, which was amazing. But like, you know, that would just cause a lot of resets that I don't really want to deal with.
Yeah, that's a tough grind if that's, you know, that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
Wanted to point out, so we just fought our rival for the second time. The rival leads Pidgeotto. Pidgeotto is very frustrating early on in this game because it knows a move called Sand Attack. You're gonna see, going through my side of the run here, that accuracy is going to be a big common thread through everything. Accuracy is just so bizarre in this game, we'll just put it that way. In this game, Sand Attack lowers your accuracy. It lowers it by a third. So if a move is 100% accurate, it is actually 66% accurate once you're hit with Sand Attack, and then it just scales down from there if you happen to get hit multiple times. That can obviously make a big difference. So, but my rival fight was actually flawless. So that was really, really good. I actually got a double crit, so I killed the Pidgeotto faster than I would have normally. And then everything else went to plan, so it was pretty good. And there's another Mega Punch miss, right in queue.
Still can't beat Rock Tunnel. So the dungeons in this game are a thing. Basically, you go in, you spend your dungeon points, and if you pick up items, the rest of the Pokemon in that dungeon have plus 20% health. So it's a kind of risk reward of, if you pick up enough items, you can see where the boss is, but then they might be too strong for you. So I was trying to go through not getting items, and you know, it's just, I'm getting a lot more evolutions. Like I just got my Blastoise, I just got a Pidgeot, so I might want to instead pick up a bunch of items and rush to the boss. I might have enough attack now. It's just really hard to know. So kind of a rough start for me. Once I get past Rock Tunnel, hopefully it shouldn't be too bad. But then I gotta go back into Mount Moon and get Ammonite and Kabuto, which I have not started yet. And that is always an experience.
Wow. So you just saw the full roller coaster of accuracy checks in this game. I went to Mega Punch the Pidgey, which you always go for, even though Mega Punch isn't 100% accurate, because if it lands, it one-shots the Pidgey most of the time. Didn't work out for me. Missed, of course I did. Got Sand Attack from that Pidgey. I thought, all right, let me try again. So it lowers my accuracy by a third, which the accuracy was already at 85%, so it was already low to begin with. Missed again. And I was like, all right, one more time. Missed again. Swapped to Horn Attacks, then hit everything. And I had been Sand Attacked twice, so my accuracy had dropped by a third, and then a third of 66, which would be, I'm gonna try and do this math on screen for you. It's not going well. I don't know, like 40 something percent probably, if I had to guess. 30, late 30s percent. So, but I hit like 3 of them in a row, so that was interesting. And we still have instant text, by the way. There's a lot that can happen on Nugget Bridge that would make me lose it, but we still have it. So that's a plus side, on the plus side. Yeah, we won't be holding it much longer. We'll have to lose it coming up here without, you know, it doesn't matter. We would have to at any point.
Okay. So as you can see, now that I've gotten 50 Pokemon, I have like a bunch of items, which is really cool. And so I have these different like loadouts. So I'm gonna be using the catch loadout and the money loadout for a hot minute because money is the bigger problem early on in the run. And so, yeah, I have the ability to choose between the magic ball, which ups my attack, which we pretty much always want to have the magic ball on, the experience share, which allows us to level up and gain attack faster, and the amulet coin. And for now, money is a big problem, so gonna keep that amulet coin rolling.
Yeah, fun you mentioned money being a problem. Money is tight for us until we get to Celadon. And then money won't be important at that point anymore. But once we get to that big, large department store in Celadon, we spend everything we have. But, you know, we're a little ways off from that on my ends, but we'll get there when we get there. But, yeah, money is very important right now for me as well.
Yeah, it's huge.
Worth mentioning, if you lose a fight in Pokemon Red here, you lose half of your money, whatever half of your money is. So you definitely, if you faint and have to be, recovered at the Pokemon Center. So you really, especially in these beginning fights, you cannot lose because you need every cent. Oops, that was the wrong move. That's fine though. You had to take a little damage anyway. Or I should say we can take a little damage. And on my side of the screen as well, you're seeing exactly why we teach Water Gun, which is to get through a lot of these rock types over here. Fun fact, the reason why we teach it to Nidorino is because Nidoking cannot learn Water Gun. So we teach it to Nidorino while Nidorino can learn it. And then Nidoking gets to keep it. So that's fun.
All right, so now I can fight Lieutenant Surge. After I clear I like to clear all the routes in this area just because it's gonna get me money. I need to do it anyway later on. And I'm also trying to get all the catches throughout here. And so then I'm gonna fight Lieutenant Surge and then here comes the Erica grind, basically. You need about 2,700 attack boosted to defeat Erica. And as you can see, I'm at 1,500 boosted. So I gotta like step it up. So I'm hoping to get a ton of evolutions, and that's why, I like to go for Kabuto and Omanite because they're essentially 4 Pokemon, because you'll get the Kabuto will evolve and the Omanite will evolve. Then you just have a bunch more Pokemon for the rest of the game. So I defeated Lieutenant Surge, and now I can fight Erica. And I'm gonna defeat Lieutenant Surge again right here for a little bit of money because I need some more X attacks, and then we're gonna start the whole Omanite Kabuto grind.
That's funny that you mention it like that, wanting to get Ammonite and Kabuto. I don't know how to pronounce it.
I don't either.
Yeah.
I am not a Pokemon expert on pronunciation.
Neither am I. But it's very interesting to hear you talk about it that way, because I know for a fact a lot of, for example, Fire Red and Leaf Green has a category that's called Elite Four Round 2. Which is you beat the Elite Four as normal, but then you go and you beat the Elite Four again. However, you can only unlock the Elite Four by, I believe, catching 60 Pokemon in that game or something like that. So it's a lot of people prioritizing Pokemon that can evolve because that counts as multiple Pokemon evolved. So it's like the same strategy, basically.
Yeah, it is the same. It's a very similar strategy. The reason why we can't just sit here and level up our Pokemon forever to be Erica is they'll cap out at 50. So there's a level cap for your Pokemon, and when you beat a gym leader, it goes up. And so we get capped out at 50. So even if we tried to max out our Pokemon attack right now, it would not make a difference, unfortunately, because we're just gonna get stuck at level 50, which is why we need to catch more Pokemon. And I'm grinding up a ton of money because I want to go to the Pokemart and buy as many Great Balls as I can, because Great Balls have a plus 5% catch rate. So that's what I'm doing, and I'm gonna roll into Mount Moon. And the nice thing is this is also an opportunity for me to get a bunch of X attacks for free, because all the items in Mount Moon, I can just pick them up. And this ends up being great because then I don't have to buy as many X attacks for the remainder of the run, because I'm just gonna find them in here, which is kind of nice.
Okay.
And of course,
Go ahead.
oh, go ahead.
No, mine's long, so you go ahead.
So there's 3 things you can get for the boss. You can get Kabuto, Omanite, or Super Nerd Miguel. And I have gotten Super Nerd Miguel my first 2 tries, which is very unfortunate. Here's Kabuto. All right. I did not catch it. Unsurprising.
On my side here, we did a few things. One, the last trainer we fought before we talked to Bill, we hit level 23, which means that we learned the move Thrash. Thrash is a very powerful move, high power. In this gen, it is a 3 to 4 turn move that at the end of the 3 or 4 turns, you know, just RNG coin flip there as to how long it lasts, you will then be confused. However, a vast majority of the times, if not all the times that we're going to use it in this run, we do not use Thrash that will last more than 3 turns. So we just have the high damage output move that you don't have to select every turn, and then we'll finish battles before the confusion would become a factor. We also fight that, we call that Dig Rocket because it's the rocket that teaches you Dig, well, gives you the Dig TM rather. We fight that Dig Rocket before fighting Misty because we're gonna fight Misty now. Misty naturally has a Staryu and a Starmie. Staryu is not a problem. We could skate right on through Staryu. After we defeat Staryu, we'll be level 25. And because we're at level 25, we now outspeed her Starmie, which is very important. Depending on what we get here, let's see, Bubble Beam, okay, let's see, don't speed fall, please. Yeah, speed fall, I might be dead. Oh, well, as long as it doesn't crit, I'm all right, we're okay. So the roller coaster of things happened there. Okay, so I still outsped Starmie, so that was good. What you want to see there is Water Gun, because even a Water Gun crits, it does like 40-50 damage, you're fine, not a big deal. I got Bubble Beam. Now Bubble Beam, we can survive. If we get crit on for Bubble Beam, we'll probably die. So that's scary. And then Bubble Beam also has an ability that if you get attacked by Bubble Beam, you could get your speed dropped, which we are just barely faster than Starmie as it is. So if our speed fell, then that means next turn, Starmie would get to go first instead and get an opportunity to throw on a second attack and potentially beat us. Of course, that's what happened, but luckily enough for us, we got Water Gun on the second attack and it didn't crit, so we still survived. But that was very scary for me.
This Miguel had a shiny coughing. That's just gloating.
I saw that.
So
Like,
it's
wait a minute,
it's
what?
random chance to encounter enemy Pokemon that are shiny, and that he just had a shiny coughing.
So that's
What
two.
is that?
That's 2 full chance shinies, right? If I
Yes,
oh
but I
my
couldn't
God.
catch that one, which is bogus.
Still 2 full chance shinies on that.
That's hilarious.
Come on.
Well, the rest of my luck has not been good. It all got used up on that, so. But you can see that I was able to purchase an egg. I completed enough quests that I purchased myself a random egg. And this is gonna be nice because it's just gonna be a bonus Pokemon I wouldn't otherwise get, which is super wonderful. Just gonna help me be able to clear things and get my attack where I need it to be faster. We still have not caught a Kabuto or an Ammonite, which is just life in this category. But I'm getting a bunch of X attacks, which is nice. Hopefully, you know, well, we're gonna keep trying.
Something slightly unfortunate that happened there. So we have to fight these 2 trainers to get into Vermilion. My health was low from the Misty fight, but it wasn't low enough that I wanted to heal there and then re-get instant text. I wanted to, if I had gotten lucky enough, then I wouldn't need to have gotten re-get instant text and waste that time. But unfortunately, that first trainer we fight has 3 Pidgeys. They all know Quick Attack, and I got Quick Attacked 2 out of 3 times. Really ate up the amount of health that I had left, so I had to heal off, which, because I entered a menu, loses my instant text. Oh, and I get trolled by this NPC, so that's nice.
I caught a Kabuto, so that's nice. We're halfway there. Gonna be going for Ammonite is always the one that I get second, even though it is the same % chance and everything. I've never gotten Ammonite first in a run. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just the game you know, is it psyching me out? I don't know, but Omnite's always the problem.
All right, let's see here. All right, we're gonna be fighting a rival for the third time. Still leads that same Pidgeotto, so it can still be very annoying. We'll see what we get though.
Oh, I should have this on.
Is that another shiny coffin? Oh, it's the same
I think
person.
once it's the same person, yeah.
Gotcha.
I forgot to equip the magic ball for this fight, for this, which, you know, so that'll hopefully make the Omnite catch a little bit easier. Switching between the loadouts is something I've definitely not optimized. I'm pretty bad at remembering to swap them out, but that's life. All right, I don't have enough dungeon tokens, so going to turn on my token collector and just get a bunch of dungeon tokens and level up and stuff. So let me
I see some people talking about me mentioning that instant text was controversial for the game, and I didn't really explain it why. So I guess I should explain why it's controversial. So it was found by a runner in the community named Swaff, and yeah, you know, so obviously you see its effect. It expedites speed. The reason why it became controversial is this category is any percent glitchless, and people were basically debating on whether or not it was a glitch. It was ultimately decided at first that it was not a glitch because you're just playing the game normally. You're just talking to a person that you can talk to. So there's nothing glitchy about it. Then a world record was achieved using instant text, and the community changed its mind afterwards. So decided that it was a glitch, so therefore they made another category that was called something like no major glitches or something along those lines, where instant text was allowed, but any percent glitchless instant text was not allowed rather. They then changed their mind again and then decided that instant text was not a glitch ultimately and now is allowed in the category, and it has been that way for years now. But when it was first discovered, it was highly controversial. It is still a wild RNG swing, because if you lose instant text early and say you're racing somebody in this game and they get instant text and then they're able to keep it through, it basically decides the race in the first 30 minutes of the run. So when it comes to racing, and they do racing leagues sometimes of this game, they will ban IT for races because they want it to be more of an even match as opposed to a race being decided super early.
Makes sense.
But yeah, that is why it's controversial. But as right now, it is still allowed. Yes.
I got Omnite. Yay! So now the rest of the run is pretty easy breezy besides the Safari Zone. So now I'm just battling Brock over and over again because it's a really fast fight, gets me a ton of money, and gets me a ton of experience. So I'm burning Lucky Egg, which increases my experience. I basically want a bunch of my Pokemon to evolve because I need to get my boosted attack to about 2,600, 2,700. And the fastest way to do that is just by battling gym leaders. And it also has the secondary effect of getting us a heck ton of money.
All right, we have a somewhat extensive menu on my side, which we're doing a variety of things. I went ahead and healed. I technically did not have to do that, nor would I have if I was doing a PB attempt. But because RNG has been really messy with me, I decided to heal there. Just to be safe. Sorry, I had to bend down to reset my console for an RNG manipulation. But I decided to heal there because this next fight can be a little bit hairy. Then I taught Bubble Beam to Nidoking. Again, no reason why Nidoking should be able to learn Bubble Beam, but here we are. It is allowed. Then I taught Cut and Dig to my Paris. Cut, has the obvious effect. And then I reset to do this RNG manipulation, which is to manipulate the cans in Surge's gym here. If you do not manipulate these cans, it can be a very trying puzzle that can take up to minutes. There are, solutions in place to help make it easier. Basically, knowing which cans can be the first can, and then knowing where the second can is in relation to that first can. But nothing is ever fully guaranteed in that, and it becomes just kind of an RNG nightmare. We can RNG manipulate which cans are the correct ones, though, by doing what I did.
Cool.
So that's what I did. I did get hit by that Voltorb by Sonic Boom, which is exactly why I healed. So healing was the right decision in my case. Sonic Boom is a move that does not miss no matter what, and it does exactly 20 damage every time. What was my health before I healed? 20. So
Wow.
I did not want to die. Did not want to die. And then I did get hit by a Sonic Boom. So I had 40 health. It dropped to 20. So it was a good move.
It's a good investment, yeah.
But we're now through 3 gyms. You're also through Surge, right?
Yes.
Or are you? So you're
Yeah,
getting
I
close
get
to-
hard walled at Erica. Erica's a big problem, so I'm still grinding for Erica.
Okay, interesting. On my side, we're going to be doing things a little out of order. So we're basically going to be doing a lot of these story beats that we have to do to finish the game. We're going to have a large section here in the middle where we don't get a gym for a while. So I have 3 badges right now. The next gym we're actually going to fight is Koga, not Erica. Wow. After that, we're going to fight. We're going to do some more story elements. Then we'll fight Erica, and then it's going to be basically like a boss rush from Erica to Blaine to Sabrina to Giovanni. So there's going to be a long stretch of no badges, and then we're going to get like 4 badges in 10 minutes or something like that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Kind of the same here. You can go pretty quickly, like the last 3 badges just go bam, bam, bam.
On my side, we're about to speed up a little bit finally because we got the bike finally.
Yay!
The downside is that this is Gen 1, so that means there's no register button. So every time I wanna use the bike, I have to go in my menu and use it. But it's still worth doing. Still faster. But we're heading into Rock Tunnel ourselves as well. Obviously very different than Pokéclicker, but still has its challenges for sure.
Yeah. Something else you can see happening on my screen is the oak items in the top right. I was talking about the money one, the experience one, the catch one. Every time you use them, they go up in level, and once they max out, you can upgrade them with a certain amount of money. The cost is pretty steep. It's like 50,000, but we're gonna have that money by the end of the game, and we will upgrade it. It makes them be more powerful. All right, we're gonna hatch my egg. I got a Machop. Nice. So I get the achievement for hatching an egg, and I get a Machop, which is not the best because I already had a Machop, but that's okay. It's still nice for the achievement, and it was worth trying. I didn't have enough money to save for a more specific egg, so happens. I think I have enough to beat Erica now, so let's do it. It's looking good. We'll see though. Yeah, I typically need more than 10 seconds to beat Gloom. We got there at like 13 seconds, so hopefully you can kind of beat them once it gets past 0-0. You have like another split second. Okay, I did beat Erica, so that's fantastic. We're gonna immediately beat Sabrina. And then we're gonna go to Pokemon Tower. In Pokemon Tower, we're looking for Ghastly Cubone. So that's what we really, really would like to see there.
On my end, one thing I neglected to mention when I got the bike was that I also taught my Nidoking Thunderbolt. Again, does not make sense why Nidoking can learn Thunderbolt, but that's one of the reasons why we choose Nidoking in this run is because it can learn these moves that you do not expect. It's just kind of wild.
That's such a good range for Nidoking to have too.
Yeah,
like
it's
so
it's
clutch.
Wonderful. So right now, okay, there we go. Right now, my moveset is Mega Punch and Thrash, which are both normal type moves. And then I have Thunderbolt and Bubble Beam. So we cover a lot, and we're gonna get further from that as well. So you'll see how much we can expand this moveset. One thing I have not mentioned as well that is relevant in the speedrun of this game is what we call Red Bar. So in Gen 1, if your health is below 20%, I think it is, you'll get that, that sound effect, that wee woo sound effect, right? In Gen 1, if you have that sound effect playing on your screen, for some reason, it skips sound effects for like level up jingles, Pokemon cries, and things like that. So it actually is significantly faster if you are in red bar. Obviously, that makes things very dangerous because that means your health is also low. So it's hard to maintain red bar for long periods of time. But in Rock Tunnel here, you can get red bar purposefully by taking a hit or two on purpose. And then, you know, hoping that you keep it for a long period of time. I elected not to do that because I really just don't want to die and waste any more time than I've already have. And my health is low-ish, so like if I got a couple like quick attacks later on from some other trainers, I could get hit into red bar anyway. But we'll just have to wait and see how it goes. I also saved for this fight because this Oddish is low-key one of the hardest Pokemon to get by in the game. And actually, by low-key, I mean high-key.
I mean, high key.
Yeah. You can see exactly why. So first of all, we thrash it. Thrash is a range. So if it did a lot of damage, then I could have killed it. Didn't do enough damage, so the Oddish stayed alive. So what did it do? Of course, it uses sleep powder. So now I'm asleep. I got maximum, not maximum, I think it was 4 turns of sleep actually. And then we kind of just fought through. Luckily enough, we survived, and that Bulbasaur is also a range, technically. It's a more favorable range than the Oddish, but we survived so far. So that's exactly why I heal there. I save there, rather.
I just got the Super Rod, which, as you can tell, just made a bunch of my routes blue. So there's routes that I've already cleared. A bunch of water Pokemon just got added, like Poliwag, Goldeen, Magikarp, Horsea, Slowpoke. So like the world has opened up to me. There are so many more Pokemon I can catch. Krabby, and a lot of these evolve too. So it basically just skyrocketed my ability to gain attack because now we can go back and catch all of these water Pokemon. There's also Psyduck, and there's a heck ton. So you can see I really want to be catching all of those because that's gonna make my attack huge, especially going into Blaine, who's a fire type gym leader. And so this part of the run is basically clean up all the previous routes as much as humanly possible.
Picnicker about to end your career with her level 22 Oddish. She almost did. I came close. I came close to dying.
Yeah.
It almost was for real over. We survived though. I knew that next hiker, which we have to fight, all rock types, not a problem. So I gained a level, healed up a little bit. This is the last trainer we have to fight in Rock Tunnel. Also worth mentioning, you might be looking at my screen a little confused. So typically we're supposed to do in Rock Tunnel, by the way, is catch 10 Pokemon so that you can go talk to one of Professor Oak's aides. He'll give you the HM for Flash so that you can see better in the tunnel because it's completely dark. Us speedrunners don't have time for that. We just learn how to maneuver in the dark without Flash. You just have to learn where the trainers are and how to walk and avoid them, you know, and only hit the ones that you have to hit. Which, yeah, I didn't hit any, I did not hit any optional trainers. I hit all the trainers that I would have had to have hit normally, so.
It seems a lot less dark in Gen 1 than it does in like any other Pokemon game when you go in a cave and you can't see, like, but you also don't get the circle, so I don't know, give and take a little there.
For sure. It's actually funny that you mentioned that. So you know how when I did that backup to the backup manipulation earlier, and I had to change my palette to blue. So there's actually one palette that you can use on the Game Boy that makes it so that everything is like brown basically, but the characters are black. So you can actually use that palette. We call it in the speedrunning community the cheater palette because you can see when you use that palette in Rock Tunnel, you can see your character fully and you can see every other trainer because they're highlighted in black.
That's so funny.
On a brown screen. So it's a good way for new runners to learn Rock Tunnel without having to, you know, hit extra trainers.
That's beautiful. I love that. Oh, I should put a quest in. Should I refresh? Maybe I should refresh. Well, I could get 3,000 been doing the Viridian Forest that many times. I'm gonna refresh. Amulet coin, I guess. Hatch 4 eggs isn't gonna happen. Gain dungeon tokens is gonna happen. I'll do dungeon tokens first, I guess. Okay, I got a Slowpoke. So every day or if you level up your quests, points enough, you will get more quests. So I basically just got to re-roll them, and there's a possibility I could maybe hatch another egg by the end of the run, which would be pretty cool. Or at the very least, I get more attempts at the Safari Zone, which can be a pretty rough part of the run. So either way, I want to keep trying to do quests when possible. Who am I missing on this route? I think I'm still missing a Psyduck, or Slowbro, which I'm going to evolve into it. Okay, I just captured a Slowbro anyway. What's on Route 4?
We are ready for a break whenever Frozen Flygon, when you figure out how the best way to break with your game, we can go to break at any point.
Okay, I want to wait for my my X attack to run out.
Yep, that is
which is
fine.
like 4 minutes.
Yep, that is fine.
Cool, we'll do that.
I am in my shopping episode now.
Nice.
Selling all. I sold off a couple nuggets and a TM that I wasn't going to use. And I'm buying a bunch of items. So I bought a TM, which is TM07. That's for Horn Drill. That'll come into play later. I bought a bunch of repels. I bought 2 revives, which is actually specific to a marathon safe or race route. You wouldn't normally buy those, but it makes it a lot safer to do so. Super potions as well, you know, because in case I get hit. And now, just like Frozen, I'm buying X items because they're very good and very important.
They're so good.
I bought 12 X accuracies, 7 X specials, and 2 X speeds. And that will be all I need for the remainder of the run, unless I die or something.
I feel like
Which can
X
always
items, yeah, I think X items are one of those things that like casual Pokemon players never use, and then you start like learning a Pokemon speedrun, you're like, oh, turns out these things are actually super nice, and I should always use them.
I never use them as a casual. Same with like status moves. As a kid, you're like, status moves are lame. I just want flamethrower and hyper beam and all the attack moves. And now it's like, no. Dragon Dance is OP, I promise.
Yeah.
Like.
Yep, I still play that way, honestly, casually.
Yeah, same.
When I speedrun, I'm like, okay, I got to get down to business, but yeah, I don't have time for those status moves. Come on.
No.
There we go. Blanked out for a second, but we're good. We're doing like a long, extensive menu here, kind of, where we're not only using items that we need to, we're also swapping items up and down based off of their importance and how often we use them. Because, you know, in this game, again, unlike other iterations, you have one bag that has everything. So, you know, if you had to get the Helix fossil, for example, very early on in the game, it's going to be stuck hovering in the top of your bag, and you don't need it. You want to move that down and get items that you need up higher, so you don't have to continuously scroll to get to them. And here is my rival. What is this? Rival 4? At the 4th time I fought my rival? 4th time.
Someone in chat is saying that they found Mew in Pokéclicker. Yeah, so if you're playing this game casually, Mew can randomly appear. There's a chance that Mew shows up in my game. It's totally possible, just like we saw Shiny earlier. Mew is one of the reasons why I've not considered running 151 of this game, because it's just a random chance where Mew will show up. But yeah, it's a part of the game. As you get into later regions, different Pokemon are roamers, like in Hoenn, Latias and Latios are roamers, etc., etc. So it depends on the area.
You got to see the full extent of Red Bar there, by the way. So I went into that rival fight, which might be scary, with very, very low health. But I knew if I had gotten quick attack by that Pidgeotto, I'd have to heal, so I knew that was going to happen. But 2, I know that I could have taken out all of his Pokemon in one shot, with the exception of the Ivysaur, and then the Ivysaur at max could do 11 damage to me, so that is why, as long as I had higher than 11 damage, I was going to be fine. And here we are in Lavender Tower, which we're doing an interesting route here for glitchless. So it's an actual intended way, but basically we're not going to be doing the whole game corner portion of Celadon. at all. We don't need to do it. Normally what you would do is you do the game corner, you get the self scope so that you can come in here and you can catch, the ghost type Pokemon that pop up in here. If you don't use a repel, if you run into a ghost type Pokemon, you can't do anything with it. And then when you leave, it actually like takes you out of the tower as well. But if you use a repel, that is not a factor. And then we bought an item called a Pokédoll. So when we get to where the Marowak would be at the very end of the tower, we're gonna use a Pokeball on it to run away. Oops, forgotten an item there. Pokédoll on it to run away, and then that makes it so we skip the entire game corner portion as a whole. We don't need to go, we don't need to get the self scope, we can just move on.
Nice.
Probably saves like 10 to 15 minutes on the run, probably.
Yeah, that's a long time.
And if you're wondering, not a glitch. It is actually an intended way to be solved. We know that for a fact because probably close to a year ago now, or maybe even more than a year ago, the yellow source code got leaked on the internet. And it was mentioned that using a Pokédoll and a repel to get through this tower is an intended way that you can clear the game. So,
That's cool.
not a glitch, definitively.
All right, I'm good to pause whenever you are, Conception.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me get through this trainer, and
Cool.
I am good as well.
Sweet.
All right, 3, 2, 1, pause.
Meh.
Cool. All right, so we're gonna go to another quick break to stretch and get some water, and then we'll come back and we'll finish up this race and see what Pokemon is faster. Welcome back, everyone. And as Conception and Frozen Flygon get going here again on their runs, I'll just read off a couple of announcements for you. So GDQ Sum of Best Segments has been launched on YouTube, and this is a highlight channel that we have that has videos for all of our hotfix shows, all of our main events, and there's short little highlight reels that you can check out. And if you use !highlights in the Twitch chat, you can learn more about that. Also, tune in tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern for Going Places, which is our show about handheld games and regional exclusives, which is really cool. Speaking of other hotfix shows, both of our runners here tonight are also hotfix showrunners. So why don't you two tell us about your shows?
After you, Frozen.
Sure. So yeah, I have a show coming up Sunday at 4 Eastern, which I'm super excited about. We're gonna be doing fun with physics, and my show is It's Dangerous to Go Alone. It's all about co-op speedruns. So we're gonna be seeing Portal 2 with M Sushi and Can't Even, and Fogs with Author Brews and The Great Gildersneeze. So I would love to see you there. I love co-op runs, and I think it's gonna be an absolute blast. Got some really fun runs to go.
And then if you like that, then coming up the day after that, Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern, will be my show, which is called Awfully Silly. If you've tuned into mainline GDQ events in the past and really enjoyed the awful and silly blocks, then this show is for you, because that is exactly what we do. Games that would be featured on those kinds of blocks. Hit you with a little bit of a tease. The theming of Monday's episode is going to be called Silly Cutscenes. So it's going to be runs where we show the entirety of their cutscenes, and they are ridiculous. So you won't want to miss that one.
We just had a silly cutscene on this show a couple weeks ago with Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and the introduction of Turters. It was great.
I remember that. I actually remember that one. That one, yeah. Classic Xenoblade cutscenes.
Oh. So basically the rest of this run is, for me, I need to just get a heck ton of attacks. So you can see that I'm at 4,000. To beat blue, I need to get to 10,600. So that means catch every single Pokemon possible, pretty much. And so to do that, I need to go to the power plant, I need to go to the Pokemon Mansion, I need to go to Seafoam Islands, and I need to go to the Safari Zone. But currently, before that, I need to beat Koga. And Koga, I need to have 4,400 attack. So here I am, my old favorite Brock, getting some attack and some money.
Awesome. You got, when in doubt, farm Brock. I don't get that luxury in Pokemon Red. I don't get to farm gym leaders.
No, you don't get to just battle them. It would honestly take you a long time too. Like, it wouldn't really be that worth the experience, I don't think.
No.
It takes me about 2 seconds to beat Brock, so.
Yeah, definitely not. Once is plenty for us in this run. One thing I did want to mention. So I mentioned earlier in the run, accuracy is a through line in my speedrun of Pokemon Red glitchless here. We get another. We actually just passed another example of why. So I taught over a move that I had taught just briefly, which was Rock Slide. Then I only taught Rock Slide in order to get through the 4 Ghastlies I needed to fight, basically. Now I taught over that with a move called Horn Drill. Horn Drill is a move that when it lands, it's a 1-hit KO, no matter what, no matter who. But it is only 50% accurate. It's a coin flip as to whether or not it works. We also earlier bought X accuracies, and X accuracies are very exploitable in this game. What I mean by that is typically how X accuracies work in other gens is that X accuracies increase your accuracy by a certain percentage, whatever that percentage may be. In this game, it makes it so that your accuracy is 100%, just default. So when you use an X accuracy in this game, and then you use a move that's normally 50% accurate, it all of a sudden becomes 100% accurate. So we will be using that a lot.
How many of those 100% accurate attacks are you gonna miss?
Zero. So now
Yo,
it's
math.
fun. Yeah, it is.
I can certify
funny.
the math. I'm a math teacher. That's good math.
Yeah, that's very solid math. It is funny that you mention that though, because this game is interesting. Now there are moves like, for example, Horn Attack that I was using a lot in the earlier part of the run that are 100% accurate. But in Gen 1, anything that is a 100% accurate has an asterisk next to it because there's something called a Gen 1 miss. That means that even moves that are 100% accurate for some reason have a 1 in 256 chance of missing. For no reason, just happens. So that's not like our Mega Punches, our Tackles. Those moves are not 100% accurate. They're missing because they're missing and I'm getting bad luck. But for example, if I got a Horn Attack that missed and I was not affected accuracy-wise in any way, it has a 256 chance to miss. I really hope we don't see it. In the practice run I did last, I got 3 of them. So it was a lot, but we haven't seen one yet today. But the X accuracy thing eliminates the 1 in 256. It makes it a true 100% accurate.
I want to be sad about that, but I guess I'm not.
Yeah. it's old code. It's old code. You got to remember this game came out in 1996 in America. So it came out years before in Japan where it was
That's
created.
when I was born.
Yeah, exactly. It's very old code. So, it has the ability to be manipulated. That's all.
Okay, so I got the 4th Pokemon I need in the Safari Zone. So you literally can't leave the Safari Zone until you've caught 4 different Pokemon. Rhyhorn counts as 2 because we'll get Rhyhorn and Rhydon. You need that attack to get to the end. We could stay and get more, but I've found that it's not really worth it. It's better to just get the 4 and leave. And so the other places we need to get Pokemon are in the power plant, which I'm going to go to after I defeat this route, and Seafoam Islands because we need an ice type to defeat Lance. Super effectiveness does matter in this game. If you scroll over your attack, it tells you what your attack is against that specific Pokemon. So like I'm neutral against Tentacool, it's the same exact attack, but against other Pokemon like Poliwag, it was like 5,000. So type advantages do matter. I really need an ice type, and that's why we pick Squirtle, because the water actually helps us against Blaine and Giovanni and the Elite Four.
I see it in the chat. 1996 is old for code, not old for people. Just for the
Yeah,
record.
right?
That is fine. If you're born then, you are totally fine. But it's old for code, not old for people. Promise. Yeah. We are fighting, by the way, on my side, we're fighting our rival for the 5th time. And I want to take this opportunity to talk about smart versus not smart AI in this game because it does matter. There are specific trainers, namely like gym leaders, our rival, the Elite Four, that has what is called smart AI, which means that if they have a move that its type of that move is super effective against your type, it will spam that move because they're trying to defeat you. They would like to win. So, for example, Nidoking here is Poison and Ground. If our rival here has a move that is Psychic type, it will always use that move, no matter what. Now, sometimes that smart AI is not so smart because those oh, we got a sound glitch there. Those moves are not going to do damage against us. They're just a super effective type. For example, we'll see later on that agility by the rival's Growlithe will be spammed a lot. And it will not use anything besides agility because agility is a psychic type move, but it doesn't do anything against us. It doesn't matter. So it's smart AI, but not so smart AI. And then there are everything else is not smart AI, which basically just means Pokemon has this amount of moves and then these options to use items if it's a trainer. You know, 1 in 5, 1 in 6, whatever it is.
So I rebattled the power plant because we really need Voltorb, and hopefully I'm going to pick up Electabuzz here as well. I did. So getting Electabuzz is actually really awesome for me. That's a like a bonus that I wasn't really expecting. And so now I need to go to Seafoam Islands, and I also want to catch a handful more Pokemon. So I'm going to try and defeat this area first and then go to Seafoam. But yeah, I'm pretty happy about that. The first time I encountered Zapdos, there's pretty much no chance I'm going to beat Zapdos. There is a chance I will beat and catch Articuno, though. If I catch Articuno, that will be awesome. So I'm actually going to buy Ultra Balls before then to maximize my chance of catching Articuno.
Seen people say, pointing out that sound glitch. That means I'm disqualified now because that is a glitch, and I'm running the glitches category. Can't control that. It doesn't count.
Not your fault. Not your fault.
Not my fault. Not my fault. Can't control it. Again, it's old code. It's old code.
Right.
I did take an intentional hit on the Drowsy I fought not long ago. I need to be a certain damage threshold for a fight coming up later on here. I'll actually probably need to take a little bit of damage somewhere else as well. I'm still a little bit too high, but now I'm just utilizing the X accuracy horn drill exploit again. Just 100% 1 KO moves.
This Tangela does not want to get caught. All right, I'm going to Seafoam Islands. I'm going to trying to just rush the boss here because the only two things I can catch are Seal and Articuno.
I made a mistake. Made a mistake here. Let's see. How can I fix this mistake? Let's see. I'm going to
use Articuno. Everyone pray for Articuno RNG. Come on. It's not impossible. The old world record had an Articuno catch. No, I didn't get it. All right, that's unfortunate. I might have to go back there.
Yeah, so my mistake, I accidentally used Thrash on the Rhyhorn. I should have used Bubble Beam. The reason why I accidentally went down there is because I'm about to learn Earthquake, and I'm going to put it in that slot. So I was like, oh yeah, you Earthquake Rhyhorn because that's what you usually do. But I forgot we don't have Earthquake there yet. I had to swap Pokemon out so that I would not be hitting myself in confusion and dying, but then it means I also had to reuse an X accuracy in order for the one-hit KO to work. Otherwise, I'd be chancing a coin flip, which probably would not go in my favor. But we bounced back just a little slow. Our health is also a little bit scary low. I might take a heal. I might heal, actually, coming up on this menu, just to be safe. I'm gonna pick up a few items first.
Got a Coughing. Really want a Growlithe. If I could get a Ditto here, that would be huge. Pokemon Mansion can be really rough. The good thing is the boss is always Magmar, and you can beat Magmar at like 20 seconds, but I really need Grimer or Growlithe, so... Okay, I got Grimer. I shouldn't have gone for Growlithe. Shoot. I think I might still... I think 10 seconds might be enough to defeat Magmar. Let's find out. Okay, yeah, it'll be fine. Catching Magmar would be awesome. Okay, didn't get it. And I didn't get Growlithe either. I might need to go back in there. My dungeon luck has not been that pristine. So I need to defeat Blaine, fight Blaine at 5,500. We're not quite there yet. And I still need to catch Tangela. So I'm gonna click back and forth until I find Tangela. Because that's faster than waiting. But the downside is you can click away very easily, which I do often. Dang, didn't work. Okay, there's Tangela. Ooh.
Nice, nice. Little bit of a sloppy menu that I had to do there just to, I ended up taking the heal anyway just to make these next fights a little bit safer. I really would, there's a chance I could survive, but I'd really rather not die if I could avoid it. I do have the revives, but it would ultimately be slower. But we use a repel in order to get into the grass there, and there is a hidden rare candy on that specific tile, which I grabbed. It will be important for coming up here soon. But speaking of Safari Zone from earlier, I'm going to be heading there myself right now.
Nice. What you gonna need there?
No Pokemon. We're not gonna be catching anything. What we're gonna do there is there's a couple of key items that we have to get. Namely, we need to get the gold teeth, and we need to get the HM for Surf is also there.
Nice.
So we'll be heading in there. We're gonna pay to go in the Safari Zone and then use a repel so we don't encounter anything at all. Seems
You're
like a
just
waste of money,
sightseeing.
but
You're just sightseeing.
That's pretty powerful.
yeah. Yeah, we're sightseeing. It's a good way of putting it. And it's actually low-key one of my favorite parts of the run because it's just like a smooth bike ride. It's nice. It's fun. So it's like a sigh of relief in the middle of a very RNG focused run.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we just got a nice bike ride through the safari. It is worth noting that, like all safari zones, I think in every gen that has one at least, you do have a step limit. So I can't just move willy-nilly. I need to be a little bit economic with my steps, but the step limit is very generous for what we need to do here. It's not very hard to stay within the bounds.
I'm fighting Giovanni here, and as you can see, I have defeat Vermilion Gym and Kanto 11 times as a quest. So typically I would grind on Blaine, because grinding on Blaine is faster, but I have a quest that's going to benefit from fighting Giovanni, so I think I'm actually going to stay and grind on Giovanni instead.
All right, gold teeth achieved, and now we're going to get the HM for Surf. For some reason, as you might have noticed throughout the run as well, you can dig out of a lot of places that doesn't seem right. You can dig out of Safari Zone. You can dig out of very many buildings in this run, which doesn't seem right. But, it's old code. I'm just going to keep saying it.
If you dig hard enough, you can absolutely dig out of a building. Totally works.
I don't know. Does my little Paris have the strong enough claws? I don't know.
Hoping to get 50,000 Poke here so I can upgrade my experience share, which is going to help me level up my Pokemon faster and faster. So I'm going to do that and then head to Route 23 and catch everything because I need to get more dungeon tokens to go into Victory Road. Then I'm going to kind of see where I'm at. I need to get to 100 Pokemon. I'll probably need to go to Seafoam Islands again. Probably need to go to the mansion again. This is kind of like the cleanup part of the run. Oh, that says Vermilion, not Viridian. That'll be even easier. Let me go fight Lieutenant Surge a few times. I'm so good at knowing which city is which. Yes.
Those are tough. Like that was.
Come on, they're the same.
Little cruel that they named them so close.
Yeah, it's not a huge deal. You get more experience and more money from fighting Giovanni than Blaine anyway. It's just a teeny bit slower. But now I can just Lieutenant Surge only has a Raichu, so this is gonna be very fast.
Mm-hmm. So how many badges, quote unquote, do you have then?
I have all the badges now. I have all 8.
Oh god, okay.
But don't worry, I'm at 7,000 attack and I need to get 10 to 10,700. That's a long ways away.
I have 3 badges still. I told you there's a long gap in the middle where we do not get badges, but trust me, it's coming. And I'm on my way to the 4th. I'm in
am
Koga's
curious,
gym.
what's our timer at C?
We're at like 125.
Okay. Yeah, this run's a little behind pace of where I would like to be. Because I really want to be starting like E4 grinding at like 120. So yeah, this not the speediest of my runs, but it has been a good time. Let's do amulet coin.
Yeah, not where I'd like to be either, but but here we are.
But
We're
here we are. All right, let's go to here.
I am fighting Koga, which has a very, very fun X-play. Now in a speedrun marathon, everyone always tries the fake out method because we're gonna be taking an intentional death here. You know, they'll be like, oh man, I messed up and you know, I died to Koga. You know, the GDQ chat, you're all too smart. I'm not gonna do that to you. I'm not gonna do it to you. So we're gonna eat through these first 3 Pokemon, Coughing Muck and Coughing again, I think. And then we're going to take an intentional death on the Wheezing. We do that for a few reasons. One is faster, because what we're going to do is on the turn we're going to use an elixir, so we heal the power points of all of our moves. And then the hope is that the Wheezing will immediately use self-destruct. And that's exactly why I needed to have some damage taken out. I needed to have, at level 40, I needed to have 79 or less, because once self-destruct hits, did I pass it? Yeah, I did, I think. Yeah. Once self-destruct hits, it does a minimum of 79 damage. So I would not want to get hit and then survive. I need to take an intentional death here. Now, it's okay. We still win. We still win the fight, so it's fine. But our Nidoking is now fainted, but that is by design. Also, another thing in this run that's important is item inventory management. So we have one bag and it is very limited. So we actually purposely we want our bag to be full right now for the end of that Koga fight, because now we don't have to take his TM and waste a bunch of extra text boxes. We're going to use our 3 rare candies on our Nidoking, which in Gen 1, when you use a rare candy, the health that you gain from leveling up is also healed. So I am now revived, and I gained 3 levels with 10 HP left. And if you remember from before, red bar is very fast. So we are now in very much red bar. Very scary level of red bar, but you're going to see here shortly that it won't really matter. We can skate through these next gyms with our route.
I'm just getting some dungeon tokens. I need 2,000 for Victory Road, which I have. I'm probably gonna need another 1,500 for the mansion, maybe another 2,000 for Seafoam Islands. So I'm just grinding, getting some dungeon tokens. I have my dungeon token burning. I have my lucky egg burning for experience. This is the part of the run where we just need to like get as much attack as possible. So for the rest of the run, I'd really like my lucky egg and my X attack to be burning forever. Money is kind of a problem, but if I ever need to, I'm gonna grind on Bruno once we get there, but I also can grind on Blaine. It's not a huge deal.
If you were like me as a kid when you played this game for the first time, or whenever it was, you go into the ocean for the first time when you have surf. It's expansive, it's huge. You don't know where to go. How do you get to Cinnabar? How do you get to Seafoam Islands? How do you find these places? Well, the answer is go to Pallet Town, take the water below Pallet Town, and go exactly 1 tile left and then just straight down. You do not fight any trainers, and you hit Seafoam Island like that.
That's amazing.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It felt like an eternity when I was a child.
Yeah.
But it is very much not. You can actually clear the ocean and the Pokemon Mansion here in the same Super Repel, pretty much, with a little bit left over.
All right, let's hope that we don't get Moltres. Okay, we got Moltres. We actually might defeat it. I got it pretty fast. I actually think we're gonna be okay. If we catch Moltres, I will pop off. Never caught Moltres in a run.
Hit B instead.
Okay, here we go. We have enough to beat it, actually. Let's find out. Do 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 do. I did not catch Moltres. That's okay. Do I have enough attack to do this? No. I need to be at about over 8 to get to Bruno. So I need to restart my lucky egg. I really need more money. So I'm gonna sit and grind on Blaine for a little bit.
I had a little bit of a sloppy menu there, but we did a few things in that menu. One, our Squirtle now not only knows Surf, which is who we surfed on to get here, but knows Strength. So when it comes to move boulders, just imagine a little turtle is pushing him along. Second of all, we got another TM, and our Nidoking is actually at its final move set for the game, which is now Horn Drill, the one-hit KO move. Earthquake, devastating ground move. Thunderbolt still, and now Blizzard. So we got a wide, expansive covering moveset here.
Why not Blizzard? Like, of course it's Blizzard.
Of course Nidoking can learn Blizzard. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah. Fun fact too, as opposed to different gens, Blizzard is, I believe it's 90% accurate in this game, maybe even 95. It's definitely at least 90, whereas in other gens, I believe it's a lot lower, like 60.
It's like 70, right? It's like
60
pretty
or
down
70.
there, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that makes it, when we do need to use Blizzard, it does make it nice and easy. And we are now beginning the quote-unquote boss rush, by the way. We're going to be doing Erica, followed by Blaine, followed by Sabrina, and then finally Giovanni.
I really would like to be at 100 Pokemon caught at this point. I am at 99, so I'm 1 away. I'm gonna go back to Seafoam Islands, I think. I think that's really where I want to be. So I need to get a bunch of dungeon tokens and try for Articuno or Seal. That's what I'm gonna do.
All right, and here's Erica. Erica is now significantly lower level than us, as you can see, 29 versus 43. So we tank her pretty quickly, not to mention we have Earthquake for her poison types and then Blizzard for her grass. So makes it pretty simple to take out. But we do still very much need the XP. Plus, of course, you can't beat the game without all 8 badges, so you got to do it anyway. And as you can see, we're flying by with not only these level up jingles, but the Pokemon cries of Pokemon who come out because we're in that red bar.
Seafoam Islands is 2K, so I gotta just keep getting some more. Oh no, it's 1.3? Oh, okay, I can go back. Let's go back. So I'm just gonna run to the boss, basically. And okay, it's Seal. That's totally fine. Hopefully we catch Seal. Then it'll be our 100th Pokemon, and we have an Ice type. Okay, we caught Seal. So now we can equip all 3. We can equip, I did not mean to put that in my loadout, but whatever. We can equip all 3 items, which is fantastic. And now I'm gonna fight Lorelei. So now we basically just get to the grinding part of the game. I don't really need to catch anything else. We can just...
Okay, I'm looking at it now.
I can totally pause if we need to.
Yeah, let's go ahead and pause for a minute to figure
Yeah,
out.
I'll just go into the
figure this
city.
out.
I have plenty of money, so.
Yeah.
This is the part of the game where money doesn't matter and all I'm doing is gaining attack. It's very cozy.
So, how are you feeling about your Pokéclicker run right now? I know you were a little bit behind what you wanted, but
Yeah,
you also
so
weren't in Moon Mountain or whatever for 70 attempts.
yes,
so-
Mount Moon was on the positive side. Early game, I've had a lot of rough dungeons. Like Rock Tunnel, I had to go in 4 times. My average is like 1. And then I've had to go in Seafoam Islands twice, but I got Seal on the second catch. I've had to go through a lot of dungeons twice. So that significantly slowed me down. If we didn't have that, I probably would already be in a position where I could maybe be fighting the 3rd Pokemon person on the Elite Four. But overall, it's not been like, I've had situations where I've not been able to enter the Safari Zone that's really rough. Or I've gone through the Safari Zone and I couldn't catch enough things. So we're in a good place. I'm going to be able to finish the run, which is great.
Nice.
Yeah. And it's fun. I like doing this category. It's a lot more comfortable than if you're doing champion with an auto clicker, which is the other category that I do. It's so fast. Everything is like blazing because it's like a 25 to 30 minute run. So this is a lot more chill, which I like.
Yeah. Conception, it looks like we have your game back up. Did you lose any progress while that was happening?
No, so it was fine on my end. So it was a capture card issue, it appeared to be.
Cool.
So I just reset my capture card and we look good to go.
Sweet.
It looked like it froze on me fighting Erica.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Then we zoomy.
Oh yeah.
Let's see if I can beat Bruno. Actually, no, I need to get more lucky eggs. I want my lucky eggs to be burning the rest of the run and also X attacks. So I need to buy enough of those to let that happen. All right, now we'll fight Bruno. Bruno becomes the new grind point for the rest of the run. So from 8,000 attack to 10,500, I'm just gonna hold the 2 key and we're gonna fight Bruno a heck ton of times.
Yeah, so in terms of what you might have missed while my screen was frozen, it was not much. We defeated Erica and then flew to Cinnabar. That's all we did. And then the Cinnabar gym, unfortunately in Gen 1 you have, I mean in a lot of gens with Cinnabar, you have to do these quiz questions, and that is in order to not have to fight any extra trainers that you don't need to do. And unfortunate in this gen is that it explains the rules to the quiz every machine, so it wastes a lot of time that way. But not a big deal. We're still fine. And Blaine is really nothing. We're ground types, so we can kind of stomp on these fire types. The fastest way to do it is we actually Earthquake the Growlithe at the beginning because it likes to spam agility, which means it will make our X accuracy horn drill miss because it's faster than us. We have to be faster than that for that one hit KO to work. I believe that's the mechanics of it anyway. So we Earthquake it and then we horn drill the rest, just for sake and easiness. And then of course we can dig out of Blaine's gym because it makes sense. We can dig out of Blaine's gym. Yeah.
Why not?
On to Sabrina right away. And fun fact, it's actually faster to fly to Celadon and then bike to Sabrina's gym than it is to fly to, what's the Saffron? I couldn't think of the name of the town. Than it is to fly to Saffron because Saffron's Pokemon Center is all the way at the bottom of the city. So it's actually faster to just take the bike on over from Celadon than it is to walk all the way north. Or bike all the way north, I should say.
I'm debating if I want to go back and catch some things. Like I haven't caught Onyx, I haven't caught Cubone, I haven't caught some of the things in the Safari Zone, but it's like I technically have enough to win. It just might be very slow because there reaches a cap. If your Pokemon gets to level 100, you know, they can't level up anymore. They can't give you any more attack. So even having 1 or 2 more Pokemon might make this faster. It's just, it's really hard to know at this stage of the game if it's worth it or not. I think I might try for Onyx. Yeah. I'm gonna go here and try for Onyx.
One fun thing I always like to point out about the routing. So the routing is very, very specific. So we hit a level up after Mr. Mime. And that level up to get to 45 before this Alakazam means that we are exactly 1 point of speed faster than the Alakazam, which matters a lot because they are basically a glass cannon. And then, of course, we can dig out of Sabrina's gym.
Naturally.
Yep, just makes sense. Oops.
Dang, I encountered the Picnicker and I did not catch Onyx, so I'm gonna chill for now and just grind on Bruno, I guess. It happens. Wanted to try for it.
And if you're counting at home, remember when I was like I was like, oh man, I only have 3 gyms. What was that, like 10, 15 minutes ago?
Yeah.
Almost? I have 7 now. So
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
You're human. It makes
Yeah.
sense though. You want to get as strong as you can and then just pew pew pew. There's no reason to fight them earlier.
That's exactly right. And it's especially the order that, so before we found RNG manipulation in this run, the order in which we would do Erica, Blaine, Sabrina actually mattered based off of the stats of your Nidoking. The reason why is that ideally, if you can, you want to be faster than Sabrina's Alakazam. That's the dangerous one. So if you had a high enough speed point, then you could just make it so that, you know, you can do Erica, Blaine, Sabrina. But if your speed would never have been fast enough, then you have to buy some more X items. You have to do the badges in different order, because then at that point it doesn't matter what if you deplete Sabrina last or not. Okay, so so fun fact. So we saved before this fight only because this Macho can kill us. It's not likely to kill us, but it can. It would kill us if it used Karate Chop, which it did. Karate Chop is a move that has a very high crit chance. I forget what the percentage is, but it's super high. And usually if it uses Karate Chop, it crits and we die. But we got the rare Karate Chop no crit, and we are still alive.
Wow.
We're gonna bop out of the gym, bop back in, and that's because it resets the trainer locations from the ones that we fought. Use an elixir right quick. And keep going up. Because now we only needed to fight those 2 trainers, we can get right to Giovanni. And Giovanni is a cakewalk. Really not hard at all. Ground is super effective against ground. We just earthquake them all except for the Rhydon at the end, because we can one-shot it with Blizzard potentially. And it will just keep spamming Fissure, which won't work on us because we're ground type, so.
These Gen 1 sprites are like killing me. Like that Rhyhorn just doesn't look correct.
Gen 1 sprites are hilarious.
They're so funny. When we get to Agatha in the Elite Four, I always love pointing out the Golbat one. The Golbat one is just like,
Oh my gosh, yes.
it's so funny. But there's some really cool ones. Like for example, the Haunter Gen 1 sprite is one of my favorites. I think it's really, really cool looking. But yeah. Some of them are pretty accurate, like this Nidoking, and then you get Pidgey, which is like literally like a fat little pigeon, basically. Just like a chubby little guy, which it doesn't really look like that once the anime comes, but these games did predate the anime, so. Ooh,
I also really like when you go in the menu and you see the little like mini versions of the Pokemon. Oh my gosh, they're so cute.
Oh yeah, so fun.
The little squishy ones.
You got like 4 types basically in this game. 4
They're
different
like,
sprites.
close enough. This is a bird, surely.
Yeah, all the bird ones look the same, and then like for example, Nidoking, because it's like a bipedal one, they just give it the default like little walkie guy. I don't really know how else to describe it.
It's so good. So as you can see, my attack has been rising, but not as much, because more and more Pokemon are going to start to get to level 100, and that's where they're going to cap out. So there becomes a point where, depending on what Pokemon you get in the run, in Clickless, you can get stalled out here at the Elite Four, which is why I was trying really hard to keep track of my catches. You pretty much have to get over 100 catches. We're at exactly 100. So there could be a point where my attack is going to stop gaining and I need to go out and catch something, which is why I tried earlier to get the Onyx and I didn't get it. So I was like, I'll see if I can win without it. It's possible I need to go back in the Safari Zone and catch a few more things. I'm hoping I won't have to, but we'll see, because I'm going to start to see my attack grind to a halt, because Almanite and Kabuto and Magnemite, Magneton, they're all at level 100. More and more people are getting there, and I need my attack to be at 10,600, and we're at 10,002. So we'll see.
So
hoping
you can breed to get the same Pokemon but with higher attack, right? Is that ever a strat that plays into this, or is it
not
just
into
too slow
this
to be
route?
worth it? Yeah.
It takes too long. Yeah, because then not only do you have to hatch them, right, which takes forever. It basically took me a half hour to hatch the one Machop that we tried earlier. It'll be faster now, but then we have to level that up to a level 100 for it to get the gain. So it's not really worth it. It took this entire time for us to get any of our Pokemon to level 100. It would just take forever. But yeah, when you're playing this game casually, breeding the Pokemon to gain their attack, that's the prestige mechanic in this game. But it doesn't come into play in this category. It might come into play in 151, but I've not done that category.
I made another mistake. Fun fact: I accidentally tried to earthquake our boy Gyarados here instead of thunderbolting him. I don't know why I did that. So I died, but I had the revive, so that helped.
That's good.
And then, luckily enough for me, I know the AI here is not the smartest. So I know I have all the time in the world to do whatever I want on this Growlithe because it's only going to use agility. So I did some extra setup there because I had to re-up my X items, which means that I'm actually gonna have to buy some more before I head into Victory Road here real quick. Oh my gosh, I thought I was on Venusaur. What am I doing? I'm throwing this one. All right, there we go. You're supposed to Earthquake Alakazam, and then you Blizzard Venusaur. This usually is a non-consequential fight, actually. Believe it or not.
Okay, I think I'm gonna have enough attack. It's looking good. I'm at 10,005, so I can fight the next trainer. And yeah, I have enough Pokemon not at a level 100, so that's clutch. We should be good. I'm still so proud of this shiny Kadabra. I can't believe this.
Yeah.
It was on an
shiny
evolve too, which is hilarious.
So incredible. All right, I'm gonna go pick up a few extra X items because I used more than I intended there. I think I would have been fine, actually. So when I buy extra X items on purpose in case for things like this where I die, but I had already used a couple of extra X-Ax, and then I had to use one extra X special. I'm gonna buy an extra one just to be safe. So instead of like getting all the way to where I would need them and then running out, you know, let's just make sure I have enough while we're still here. In retrospect, would have been faster to get to the Pokemon League first and then do this actually, but that's all right. That's fine. Where do I need to go? That's right. Viridian.
All right, I'm gonna try and fight Lance. Let's see how it goes. We're not at 10-7, but we're like close. If I can beat Lance, I can beat Blue, and then it will be time for me. Lance isn't looking too good. Aerodactyl's really easy, but we'll see. This Dragonite's rough. This is why we have to get Seal, is for Lance. Okay, Lance is going down. All right, so time might be close for me. Let's see. See how Blue goes. Blue's the only one that has 6 Pokemon. So, can be more dangerous. The good thing is, if you lose in this game, nothing happens. The game's just like, hey, you lost, try again. I might not have enough for Venusaur, let's see. Oh, it's looking good. Okay. And time.
GG.
Wild.
We have quite a bit more to go. I am not quite in Victory Road yet. And then we got the whole Elite Four. But GG, huge GGs.
Why? Why did I lose? I've never made any mistakes raising my Pokemon. Darn it, you're the new Pokemon League champion, although I don't like to admit it. Blue, a good loser, as always. So you won. Congratulations. You're the new Pokemon League champion. You've grown up so much since you first left with Squirtle. There are many more regions to explore. In order to move on, you'll need to capture all available Pokemon from the current region. So yeah, once you beat the Elite Four, you basically have to go back and get all 151 before you can move to Johto. Pokéclicker does have all the way up to Kalos. I am currently in Kalos in my casual playthrough. I have not beaten the Kalos Elite Four. I can go into Cerulean Cave, which has Mewtwo in it now. What I'm gonna try and do is get another egg, see what we hatch from a dragon egg. That'd be fun, and just hang out.
Yeah, see what we can get. I'm doing the Victory Road puzzle. Now the good news about Victory Road is that as long as I don't mess up my movement too bad, we don't have to fight any trainers in Victory Road. We just have to solve the puzzles efficiently. Oops, why did I do that? Get off the bicycle. I meant to use strength. There we go. So yeah, as long as I don't mess up my movement too bad, we'll be in good shape.
Yeah, when we initially set up this race, my time was like over 2 hours, and then I accidentally got the world record this week, so that was fun. I really like this game, and it's been really fun to help to route it and get more interest in it. For everyone in the chat, I'm happy so many of you have started playing this game like tonight during this run. That makes me really happy. If you're interested in speedrunning it, there's a variety of really cool categories. I'm happy to help. I would love to see our leaderboards explode with runs. I think it's really cozy. Speedrunning idle games is really fun. As I said earlier, I also speedrun Candy Box too. And just seeing more people appreciate idle game speedruns makes me really happy. So I'm glad people enjoyed this game and are getting into it.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get more idle game representation in these shows because this is pretty cool.
They're so fun.
Oh yeah, they're great. They're definitely.
I gotta see which other ones I can speedrun.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna have to take one extra menu here because my movement was not the best. That's fine. If my movement was really tight, then I could have avoided using that repel menu that I just did, and then I could have saved it for right here because we have to menu anyway to get back on the bike, and then also to use strength. But that's all right. Wastes like a second or two maybe. All right, I'm gonna try to do a completely swag trick called swag boulders here, which is when you move the boulder. Let's see if I can get it. Yeah, I like that. Exactly like that. So I was facing up while the boulder moved left. Almost did it again. It actually, we call it swag. It actually does lose 2 frames to do it that way. But it's 2 frames. What does that matter? It'll be fine. And then, so normally, what I would do here is I would have more revives, and I would actually take my entire party in with me. But because I had such an egregious mess up on the Viridian rival, we're gonna do something a little different. But you would do this in like a PB attempt, which is you're gonna deposit two of the 4 Pokemon in your party. You're gonna keep your Nidoking, obviously, but you're also going to keep your flyer. Actually, I could have deposited my flyer too. I forgot I had more health than I normally would here because of having to heal. Or no, I might be in red bar actually. I don't know where I'm at. We'll find out soon. Usually I'm in red bar here. And the reason why you keep your flyer and not just deposit all of them is because Lorelei leads Dugong here. Oh yeah, and I have more health than I thought. Lorelei leads Dugong, and what we want, so we're gonna swap to our flyer. Dugong's gonna use Aurora Beam. Gonna take out our flyer. That's all according to plan. Then when we swap back, Dugong will always use Rest after Aurora Beam. After a successful Aurora Beam, I should say, because the other day when I was practicing, Dugong Gen 1 missed me on the Aurora Beam, and then it threw off my whole strategy. So, but that's typically how it goes. And then on that rest turn, I can use my X accuracy and then horn drill everything to death for Lorelei. And I outspeed, I'm faster than everything here. Lorelei's Pokemon are not particularly speedy. She has some powerful ones like Slowbro and Jinx and Lapras and stuff like that, but they're not fast.
That Slowbro sprite was something else.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But then you get Lapras, which is like pretty close. Pretty close.
Yeah, that's just a Lapras.
Not
That's
too
fine.
bad. That's not bad. But then Bruno's got some sprites coming up here, so that we'll get to see. All right, so before we take on Bruno right away, we're going to just simply use an elixir just to replenish the power points of all of our moves. And then Bruno is actually not at all scary at my health now. So that's one benefit to being higher health than here at normal. So normally we go into this fight with red bar or at least very close to it. And then this Onyx has like a 2% chance to kill us, but it does not have that 2% chance anymore. So that's good. And it wouldn't have killed us anyway because it used Harden. So yeah, so one, that Onyx sprite is a little weird, especially in the face, but it's not the most egregious. Then we get Hitmonchan, a little strange looking.
Still pretty recognizable though.
Pretty recognizable. It's mainly the face.
Yeah.
Face is a little strange. Hitmonlee is pretty close.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. It's a big foot, but that's, you know, it's fine.
Yeah. Foot's taking up a lot of the screen, but that's fine. Onyx, again, a little weird in the face, but ultimately fine. Not too bad. And then, last but not least, we get the Machamp coming out. Ugh, I don't know about that one.
Yeah, that's weird. don't love that.
Yeah. Its face looks like one of those characters from like the dinosaur show, cartoon kind of thing.
Oh, you're right. Oh
yeah,
no.
that's what I usually see. All right, so we're gonna do a few things here. Super potion, just to get a little extra health. And then one strat that we use to make this fight very safe is we actually wear candy here as well to get to 52. That means we'll now outspeed everything of Agatha's. Now Agatha can still go decently poorly, mainly for a few things. One, this first Gengar, we have to set up by using an X special. So this first Gengar can give us some trouble. It can confuse us, it can put us to sleep, it can do a lot of different things. So that's where some trouble can come. And the second is her Golbat. Well, let's see if we can get through the Gengar first. Okay, that's not great. Okay, we hit through. Now we gotta first of all, Golbat sprite coming up is legendary, so get ready for that.
Yes.
We're so confused. Okay, fine. We're fine now. It's whatever. We're good. So the reason why Golbat is scary there, one, we use Blizzard on it, which is not guaranteed to kill, because it's 90 to 95 or whatever it is. Okay, that's a weird strategy, Agatha, but all right. If Blizzard had missed, or since I'm confused, if I hit myself in confusion or whatever, Golbat knows a move called Haze, which will remove any status boosting effects that I have. That includes the X special that I use, but even more importantly, it also includes all of my badge boosts, which would mean that I would be significantly slower than this Gengar and slower than the Arbok as well. So that would give us a lot of trouble. We have 1 X speed left. We want to save it for Lance, but we'd actually use it here if we needed to, just to save ourselves. But otherwise, besides the confusion, which gave us a little bit of trouble, honestly, it didn't give us that much trouble because on the one turn that we missed, she just changed Pokemon for some reason, so it was fine. But other than that, Agatha was pretty fine. And then we're going to take on Lance here. Now, Lance is pretty dangerous.
Lance is scary, right?
Yeah, Lance is definitely scary. We're gonna elixir and we're gonna heal, and then we're gonna save. If I had all of my other Pokemon in my revives, I actually probably wouldn't save here. I probably would do a YOLO Lance strategy. But the reason why Lance is scary is Lance leads Gyarados. Gyarados always uses Hydro Pump, and we need to set up on Gyarados in order to make the rest of the fight successful by using an X special. Now from this, we heal up to get past basically 129. 129 is the max roll damage on Hydro Pump if it hits. Unless it crits, then we die no matter what. So if it crits, we're dead.
If it crits, goodbye.
Yep. Okay, it didn't crit, so we're fine. But yeah, that's the reason why we save in case of the crit death. Yeah, Hydro Pump could also just miss. It's not 100% accurate, I don't believe. So it can just miss, which would be fine as well. But if it had crit, which Gyarados loves to crit, we would be dead for sure, with no way to revive ourselves. We're going to use the X speed here, so that even though Dragonair uses agility on this turn, we'll still be faster than it next turn. And then Aerodactyl seems counterintuitive, but Thunderbolt is super effective against Aerodactyl. You know, you'd think based off it being partially rock type, it wouldn't be great, but it's still fine. And then lastly, we have Dragonite, which we can just Blizzard to death as long as it hits. Good. So we're through Lance. Gyarados is really the only scary one. All right, not too shabby. Our health is in a decent spot as well, so I'm not going to heal or do anything strange besides save. Oof, boy, that in-game time was rough. Oh, well, that includes the pause, though. Okay, it's not as bad as I thought.
Yeah, no, we were pausing.
yeah, we took that long break. I mean, this is not a good time for me, for the record, but it's going to be underestimate. That I can promise you that.
Heck yeah.
My PB is a 152 flat, and according to my timer, which granted 2 minutes of that was figuring out why my capture card wasn't working properly.
Right.
I'm like 12 minutes over my PB right now. So, okay, so X special. Then we got to see what Pidgeot throws us. Also, okay. So we are going to bail early. So we would want to. We ultimately would want to use X accuracy next. However, Pidgeot took the first turn to charge up Sky Attack, which we do not want to deal with right now. So we instead bail early and Blizzard instead. Then we're going to Earthquake this Alakazam, which will still go down with the X special. And then we're going to use the X accuracy next on the Rhydon. Now, Rhydon can still kill us here, but it's... is this going to kill us? This is the move that would. All right, I think we're fine. I don't think this does enough damage for us to be worried, I don't think. I'm getting worried, though. Okay, we're fine. Also, for some reason, you probably noticed this, we turn off battle animations at the start of the run, but for whatever reason, no matter what, the rival fight has battle animations. They come back on. But yeah, we're fine. We're actually fully in the clear now. We're good. What would normally happen there, like I said, is we would X special and X accuracy on the Pidgeot, and we would horn drill everything besides the Gyarados, which we would Thunderbolt. But we bailed early, so we still had enough horn attacks to go around because we only have 5, and just like in Pokéclicker, rival has 6. So we needed one move to do something else. But we're through, so no more fights. We just gotta do the Hall of Fame. Now, the plus side, the reason why in a PB attempt you deposit your Pokemon instead is because now the Hall of Fame is a lot shorter, as opposed to 4 Pokemon's 2. So that is the plus side. We'll save a little time in this last split.
All right. Well, while you're finishing that up, why don't you two tell us where everyone can find you and what you do and everything?
Sure, except you want to go ahead?
Yeah, for sure. So you can find me on Twitch, twitch.tv/ConceptionSR. I have not done a lot of streaming as of lately because I actually just moved. I'm gonna hopefully be getting into streaming again more soon. But yeah, twitch.tv/ConceptionSR, twitter.com/ConceptionSR, ConceptionSR everywhere. YouTube, same thing. You can find me there. And then like we teased earlier, check out my GDQ Hotfix show, Awfully Silly. It's every other Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern.
Awesome. And yeah, you can find me pretty much everywhere at Frozen Flagon. It's like, you know, the status effect, the Pokemon, then an E. And I typically speedrun Celeste. Thank you. I typically speedrun Celeste. I also play a lot of Super Mario World fan games, a lot of Kaizo fan games, and I absolutely love them. And so I stream 4 days a week doing that. Recently got Twitch partner, which has been very exciting, and I'm super happy about that. Found out just before Thanksgiving, and it's been a wild ride. And so I'm just super, super excited about how streaming things have been going. So I would love to see you there. And yeah, I also run a GDQ Hotfix show as well every other Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern. And we got one this Sunday. So if you had a good time, you want to hang out, would love to see you there. Also, if you want to just talk to me about Pokéclicker, you can do that too.
Yeah, everyone go to Frozen Flygon for all your Pokéclicker needs. That's the thing.
Definitely.
I've gotten all
100%.
the Hotfix people addicted to it too. It's great.
Yeah, I'm gonna try it now for sure. Definitely.
Yes.
Well, that is all we had tonight. So before we go, just want to tease what's next on What's Faster. We will not have a What's Faster show in 2 weeks at our normal time for the holidays, but the Friday before AGDQ on January 7th, we'll have a special episode of What's Faster with a few of us in person, and the race will be between baking a cake and a group playing Overcooked 2. So it's going to be a wild good time.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah,
I can't wait for that.
It's going to be great. So definitely tune in on the 7th for that. Just a couple more reminders. Like I said, AGDQ 2022 is coming up. It starts January 9th, and you can find all the information you need on that at gamesdonequick.com. And before that, we have One and Doneathon coming up next weekend, starting on the 17th at 1 p.m. Eastern. If you don't know what One and Doneathon is, it is a marathon that you can only ever be in once. You can be in it once, and then you're done. So the runners that are showing runs off, they only got to choose, like they pick their favorite run basically, because they can only do it one time, and you'll see Conception in that as well. So definitely tune in to One and Doneathon next weekend. And that's all I have for you. So thanks everyone for stopping by, and have a good night.